Quicksilver only being in one movie for like 10 minutes, was that a mistake?
Yep.
The Taskmaster twist in Black Widow.
Mistake.
Yeah. Because Taskmaster is a, fuck, I can't even.
Well, let's see how we say that.
I think we say it Taskmaster. Thank you, Donald.
Yes. Taskmaster was badass.
Is it safe to say, Adrian, that he who is right has returned up in this bitch?
Yes, it is safe to say that.
I predicted that this Peacemaker show would end up in this version of America when Secret Wars ends and we get this reboot. Do you think we will look back at Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Doom as one of those motherfucking greatest of all time villains, like how we look back at like Heath Ledger's Joker, how we look at even, Josh Brolin as Thanos? Do you think he will nail that performance to that level?
Well, there's two parts. There's the Doom portrayal, there's the Tony Stark portrayal. And I think people are, at least on the comic book side, are going to look back on not those two characters individually, but Robert Downey's ability to pull off these two completely independent characters.
Okay.
They say broccoli has more protein than a steak.
No, that's some bullshit that vegetarians say. It's like per ounce. No. The truth is per ounce, I think it does. Mm-hmm. But think about the weight of a steak versus a weight. You would like literally have to eat a tub of fucking broccoli. Like it's something stupid vegetarians say to make you feel bad about eating meat. And no offense to any vegetarians out there. Marvel Zombies was better than What If? All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
A lot going on.
Dude, there is a lot going on. There was a lot of content. We crammed a bunch of content this week because we both were traveling through the multiverse.
Yes,
right?
we were, yeah.
You were all the way across the pond. I was in the pond.
Yes.
It didn't look like a pond, though, dude. This shit was big.
No, it's not a pond.
No.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
What's crazy is that is what most of this planet is covered in, right?
Most of the surface and apparently a lot of the underground stuff as well.
That's crazy when you think about how little land there is in comparison to the water. But
according to some people, we still don't have enough land.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as a pilot, you get to, or as we travel. There are other people that fly planes, and you get to join them.
Sure.
All you got to do is look out the window. There's plenty of land for people.
Yeah.
If you just stop everybody huddling in New York and Vegas and Los Angeles, then maybe you'll think outside the box a little bit and spread out. But people don't want to do that. But anyway,
if you use that logic, then what would you fight over?
There's that.
Why would you take over countries for their land?
Right, or increase the value of the land for the people that are already occupying it so much.
Yes.
You push them out.
Yep.
And then you just take over and, whatever. Anyway.
That is the other stuff.
That is the other stuff.
Now, this is Only Comics, Adrian. This is where we discuss comics and only comics.
And sometimes some other stuff.
Absolutely. Shout out to the interns out there.
Absolutely.
Dude, we had an awesome live, Adrian, on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably the most fun one. And speaking of other stuff, we talked about other stuff. We talked about music. We talked about movies. Talked about favorite artists, favorite albums. All kinds of shit. Somebody asked me my favorite band, and I was like, I'm not a band guy.
Yeah.
But we talked about some hip hop albums. I said this so I want to ask you guys. I said the greatest hip hop album of all time, Adrian, is Nas Illmatic. There's nothing better than that, in my opinion.
Okay.
So we'll see. Y'all let us know. All right, on to the fun stuff, Adrian. Comic news and rumors. There has been a lot going on this past week. I tried to get a guest on our show, Adrian. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. I tried to get a guest, and he didn't respond. But before we get into that, the first piece of news is around X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So these are two shows that we saw the first season, last year? I like them both. I think looking back, X-Men 97's definitely was better than Spider-Man. You agree?
I agree with that.
But they both were pretty entertaining.
Yep.
Not pretty as shit. X-Men 97 was the shit. I'll be glazing that fucking show. And we all know about the mess with the Beau Demayo situation, right? He's on the show. He's like, yo, look at my body. Make the guy look like this. He's like, whoa, that's too much.
Right.
I don't know the extent of it. And then he was like, I'm going to tell it all, Adrian. I'm going to give you the full story, but you just have to go to my OnlyFans. And then we stopped hearing about him. Or maybe we didn't. You know, we had a little interaction on Twitter. I'm going to plant that seed. But someone who still is at Marvel, has not been fired, is Brad Winderbaum. He's the head of streaming and television. And what he mentioned about these two shows is we're not going to have as much of a wait in between seasons moving forward. Because the one thing about these shows is, dude, it's been a while, right? Like it was shit. I think it was 2024 when we were reviewing X-Men 97.
Right.
And I mean, no offense, y'all are just kind of drawing some shit, recording lines. Like, fuck, we put out a 3-hour show every week. Y'all can't get this shit done. Maybe it's a little different.
But it's two of us and they got armies of people, so there's no excuse.
Right. It's too long, right?
Right.
So I think they heard our complaints. Maybe. Because they do listen to us. And when we talk about Peacemaker later, y'all are going to, one thing you're going to know is that he who is right has returned. Okay? He's back, Adrian. He's fucking back. Finally! So, Brad Winderbaum says that the gap between these shows is going to shrink a little bit, and we're going to get to the point after season 2 where we can expect yearly releases from X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So I'm going to ask you a couple of things. One, we talked about recently how when Disney Plus was launched, the increased demand for content caused the quality to go into the shitter.
Correct.
And if anyone doesn't know what the shitter is, it's where you shit. Well, most people. Some people, they just, anywhere, out in the fucking trains, like...
Anywhere your shit lands is the shitter.
I'm gonna have to disagree. The shitter is the throne, Adrian. So
no. Some people aren't lucky enough to have a throne, but they do have a space.
Do you think that this is completely? You'll realize why I go here in a second. Do you think that our bodies give off signals? Like there's Wi-Fi in this room right now, right?
Yeah.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
There's Bluetooth in this room right now. Do you see it?
No.
You think our body gives off any type of signals like that?
To you that you have to shit, or to others
in general.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
it's called a fart.
No, forget about this shit. Just in general.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. Absolutely.
Here's one that I think's happening is like, you ever like really have to shit? You're on your way home, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, right? You're holding up, and it's like you get to the door. I feel like your body starts to make like a Bluetooth connection with the shitter.
I see where you're going.
It's getting ready.
The closer you get, the more you got to go.
There you go. So is there like does the shitter have Bluetooth?
No, it has your anticipation, your subconscious anticipation.
Okay.
That's the Bluetooth.
Got it. Okay. So what's that have to do with this? Nothing.
Nothing.
So anyways, but do you think that this increased workload, I guess, increased amount of content is going to cause the quality to suffer? Or do you think, as to your point, they got enough fucking cooks in that kitchen, they should be able to figure this out?
Well, they should only have one cook in the kitchen. They could have many, preppers.
True. Okay.
Right? Preppers and deliverers. They can have many of those.
Yep.
Now, I don't think the quality is going to go down because they have a blueprint now, I think, right? And once you get a blueprint, you can make your AI and your computers, spit that shit out as many times as you need to. And we'll get into that. That's this pre-staging and delivery. That's gonna go over into other stuff.
Wow.
That I want to talk about some things. But no, I don't think the quality is gonna go down.
Okay.
However, if you're going to release something once a year, which is still a long time for some drawings, right? If you're going to release once a year, but only do like 4 episodes, I think that's bullshit. I mean, you should have at least 12 to 20 episodes if you're going to release once a year.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Damn. Well, I think we'll probably get like 10 to 12, something like that. Well, you said 12.
I'll buy that.
Okay,
I'll buy that.
But yeah, so I agree. I don't think that that will be too much for them to handle, So anyways, Beau Demayo was on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter. I've probably not told you guys this, Adrian. I'm on Twitter. It's at only Mike Sizer because my only Mike was taken. You believe that shit?
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. So I had to put my last name, Sizer. And so y'all drop me a follow if you are on Twitter, and maybe we can have some fun with Twitter, because Beau Demayo was posting, he was tweeting. Well, it's not Twitter, it's X. I'm sorry, it's X. Oh my God, because Elon Musk had to change it to a fucking letter.
He was tweeting or twerking?
I
mean, OnlyFans. I mean, I don't know.
I can only confirm one of those.
Okay.
I saw that he was tweeting.
Gotcha.
He could have been twerking while he was tweeting. I don't know, because it's just a message. So I don't know what he was doing on the other side of the device. But I do know this. Brad Winterbaum, he confirmed that the new seasons will happen every year. So that piece of news hit the internet, Adrian. And Beau Demayo, he chimed in 2 days later. He said, for X-Men 97 fans who keep asking, I don't know who's asking, but I had completed all scripts and most animatics for shipping for season 2. My hope is that you will see most of my vision. Thankfully, the crew has fought hard to protect my work and creative leadership. It's really season 3 where you'll see a change in the voice of our show. Stay tuned. So, I read that to you, but I could have just shown it to you. Here, check this out. Boom, there it is. There's a tweet. So I decided to chime in, right? So I said, I don't know that anyone was asking, but yeah, season 1 was fire. Thanks. It's kind of like a backhanded compliment, right? And then he obviously didn't take it that way, so he goes, "Thank you." So Adrian, I decided to shoot my shot, not like on some OnlyFans type stuff. I said, "You should be a guest on our podcast," and
crickets.
I was waiting. I was waiting, and crickets. So I think if you are on Twitter, or X as they call it, I think what you should do is follow me and then at Beau Demayo and ask him to get on our podcast.
There you go.
We got another seat right there.
Sure.
I would give him an unbiased, objective interview if he were willing to participate in the show, because I don't know what's true and what's not.
Right.
I would have to ask the questions. Were you showing the cast members your photos in a weird kind of way? No, you weren't. Okay, cool. Why did you get fired? Did they give you shit about your OnlyFans? What was it? Tell your truth here.
Well, the thing about that is, the same hands that lie on social comes from the same mind as the mouth that will now stand in front of you and lie.
So you're saying if you're lying, you're lying.
If you're lying, you're lying.
You're lying, you're lying. Well, all right. So if you guys are on X or Twitter, drop me a follow at Only Mike Sizer. We do post some content on there, and I yap on there, Adrian. You can't keep a yapper from yapping. I gotta put that on a t-shirt.
Right.
All right, moving on. So the MCU has been around now since 2008, Adrian. Is that crazy to hear?
It is kind of.
It's crazy to say. Does it make you feel older than you really are?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it doesn't my body makes me feel old every time I
Your
get
body
up.
takes care of that.
My body it takes care of all that.
Got it. But it does, I think it reminds you that, we're not spring chickens anymore.
No.
We're not buying green bananas. Well, I don't buy bananas anyways. Old guy told me that one time. I thought it was funny, dude.
What?
He said, I asked him how old he was. He said, let's put it this way. I don't buy green bananas anymore.
The fuck does that mean?
Well, because green bananas take a few days to ripe.
You're talking days.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm old, bro. I'm counting. You never know, So
even though they say, no, what is it? Is it 2 bananas or broccoli? Broccoli has more protein than a steak. And
there's
something about bananas.
Well, no, that's some bullshit that vegetarians say. It's like per ounce. No. The truth is per ounce, I think it does. But think about the weight of a steak versus a weight. You would literally have to eat a tub of fucking broccoli. It's something stupid vegetarians say to make you feel bad about eating meat. And
so the way broccoli goes bad, it'll go bad before you finish the equivalent of a steak.
Pretty much, yeah. And no offense to any vegetarians out there. All right, so the MCU's been around for a while. 2008, the first $1 billion movie was The Avengers. Probably not a surprise, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna this trivia question, Adrian. You probably wouldn't even guess this one, but we'll find out. What do you think was the first solo $1 billion movie? So a couple things. Here's some hints. It happened after Avengers. And solo, I mean like a Iron Man, Cap, a non-Avenger movie. What do you think the first one was to hit $1 billion?
Black Panther?
Black Panther. Nope, it was way before that. It actually was Iron Man 3, 2013's as y'all know, maybe you don't, let me remind you, one of my favorite Christmas movies, Adrian. Are you on the side officially that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie?
I'm sure.
Did I ask you enough?
Yes. You broke me down.
I broke you down. I mean, there's some Christmas shit going on in it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's Christmas presents being given.
Yeah.
There's snow. There's Christmas trees. There's that old, redemption arc that seems to be in all kinds of Christmas movies.
Yeah,
Somebody's fucking up. Somebody's lost. They got to get home for Christmas type shit. I mean, it's all there.
You got the exploding Iron Man armor at the end.
There you go. It's like fireworks on Christmas.
There you go.
Anyways, what does it have to do with this next piece of news? Well, the director of that movie, Shane Black, he is glazing Robert Downey Jr. And by glazing, he had some comments. He talked to comicbook.com. He didn't fucking talk to us.
They never do. They just steal.
Exactly. Yep. Well, hey, since you guys are watching anyways, why don't you just subscribe? Subscribe, join the membership.
Do something.
Buy a comic, read a comic, something. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Just need to calm down, Age. I need to calm down. So, Shane Black's Glazing RDJ, what he said was, I think he's going to single-handedly reinvigorate the entire comic book industry, movie industry. With that, he's talking about the Doctor Doom betrayal. I mean, it seemed like at first a cynical idea. Oh, let's just go back to the well with the one guy who seems to always save us, but it's going to work. It's really going to work. Now, he is glazing, but is anything wrong with anything he said right there?
Not at all. But it also feels like he's pitching another Iron Man.
He's trying to get back in the fold.
Yeah.
Well, he is not on deck to direct any MCU movie. But this, I think he could potentially be right.
Okay.
So my question to you is, when it's all said and done, Adrian, as they say, it's all said and done. When is it like you can't talk anymore when it's all said and done? I don't know. When Secret Wars ends and we get this reboot, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, do you think we will look back at Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Doom as one of those motherfucking greatest of all time villains, like how we look back at like the Joker, how we look back at Heath Ledger's Joker, how we look at even, Josh Brolin as Thanos, just that iconic villain portrayal? Do you think he will nail that performance to that level?
Sure. Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna look back on. Well, there's two parts. There's the Doom portrayal. There's the Tony Stark portrayal, and I think people are, at least on the comic book side, are going to look back on not those two characters individually, but Robert Downey's capability to pull off these two completely independent characters.
Okay.
I think that's going to be more the focus.
Yeah.
And I say that only because we haven't seen anything that they've done with him yet.
Right.
And there's still an opportunity for them to pooch screw this situation.
They could fuck it up. They could. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So we think we're going to look more back at like combined versus going. And it's going to be hard not to, right? Because he definitely, if we're looking back at top, heroes in live action, he's one that should come to everybody's mind, right? His portrayal of Tony Stark made a character that wasn't the most popular in the world in the comic, before movies, and really put him in that probably top, 3 to 5 characters,
I would say that.
from a popularity standpoint.
Yeah. And so since everybody's stealing anyway,
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a poster.
Oh shit.
All right. So at the end of this, you're gonna have a poster, and it's gonna be Iron Man and Doom split in half, put together, and at the top is gonna be Robert Downey Jr. Right. So that's gonna be his legacy to the comic book world.
Yep.
Post all this stuff. So might as well just start printing them up now.
Let's do it.
It's gonna happen. So
if you send us like a few bucks, maybe,
just acknowledge that you're stealing this shit from us. Or you're gonna use
exactly.
Stealing is a strong word. Just acknowledge that you're gonna use our content to enhance yours.
Retweet one of our posts or something. I mean, at least Beau Demayo commented. I mean, he said thank ya. So I appreciate that.
I don't think it was only comics.
No, it was definitely only comics.
Yeah, I think it was just I don't know.
Anyways, all right. Spider-Man. So we talked about Avengers Doomsday a little bit. Spider-Man Brand New Day. You notice I got the Spidey shirt on. I got the Only Comics, where we discuss comics and Only Comics hat. You think this hat is a lie?
It's a bend of truth.
Okay.
That we have the fluency to,
Got it.
move it, kind of move it around a little bit.
But I mean, I'm not the only one that wears a hat that bends the truth. You ever see like the tough guy? Remember the no fear hats back in the day? Like, you're a bitch. You fear. Come on, stop. Why you got the no fear hat on? A savage. I'm a savage. It's like, oh, come on, dude.
Right.
You hit your toe on the fucking car door. You're crying. Shut the fuck up.
He's a savage because he hung his foot off the bed at night.
Oh yeah. Ooh. So it's not the only hat that could potentially be a little misleading. But I know this hat you can get at onlycomicsmerch.com. That is true. All right, so Spider-Man Brand New Day. One of the latest rumors is that the main villain is a female shapeshifter. So that could be a number of characters, right?
Wait a minute, say that again?
The main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day is rumored to be a female shapeshifter.
Okay.
I have a list here, but give me a couple that would come to your mind.
Mystique comes top of my mind.
Sure. She's probably the first one,
Yeah.
right? So there's a handful of others, and I'm going to go through them real quick. Number one, most obvious choice. Well, not obvious, because my head went to Mystique too. But if we leave X-Men characters out of it and you look back and think back to a shitty fucking show called Secret Invasion, and someone who's already had some interactions with Spider-Man, the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Could be a Skrull.
Yep.
They shapeshift. They're in Marvel.
He's had many interactions with those.
Yep. Even in Spider-Man Far From Home, when the Nick Fury and Maria Hill were actually the Skrulls. Remember that?
Loki could be in that too.
Loki could be in there. Chameleon, but a gender swap version.
Yeah.
We know that happens.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it happens. Now, Chameleon is traditionally male. I wonder if there may have been a female variant somewhere, but a gender swap ain't going to stop Marvel. Right?
Yeah, but why would you have to do a gender swap with a person that can change into any sex that they want?
True, but I think just because they specifically said a female shapeshifter, I'm going off that. Mystique, the one you already mentioned, she's probably the most iconic shapeshifter, at least in live action, right? Copycat, Vanessa Carlsile. You know who this is? Shapeshifting mutant tied to Deadpool and X-Force. Okay, I think I'm vague. I vaguely know who she is, but anyways, Marvel could use her. Another one is someone you've talked about here in your Hidden Gem segment in the past, Morgan Le Fay. She's a sorceress with illusionary and shapeshifting magic, so be more on the magic side, but still. And then this other one I've never heard of, Amora the Enchantress. You ever heard of her? I heard the Enchantress. I just didn't know her name was Amora.
Yeah.
But anyway, same deal. She's got a disguise and illusion power. So all of them are shapeshifters, but one thing when I was doing some research about them that is unique, it's kind of like, remember when you did the I want to say mutants, but the characters that all had fire abilities?
Yeah.
And you compared how they all are different, right? Well, believe it or not, Adrian, with these shapeshifters, all their powers are different too.
Sure.
So what are we going to do? On other stuff, I'm going to break those down. So we're going to stop that talk here, but those of you that are interns, we will continue that on other stuff and go through exactly what, but before we do that, out of all of these, let's see, 6, which one do you think is probably Skrulls? Yeah.
He's had more interaction with them. The other ones are mostly, there's 2 or 3 of them that are more X-Men oriented.
Yeah.
So you'd almost have to have some kind of crossover. The other one is Amora. It's easy for them to bring in some obscure name and make that person something, but I'm going to go with Skrulls. A Skrull, number 1, and then number 2, Amora.
Okay. I agree with the Skrulls being the first option because of, yes, they've had a lot of interactions and they've also already been in a Spider-Man movie, right? And even though Secret Invasion was a complete shit show, we've seen plenty of times where they take little pieces of some of these horrible movies and or shows and take the good parts and tie them into something else. Sure. So I think there's a lot more story to be told with the Skrulls. Like if they did the actual Secret Invasion story a little bit more, it'd be a much better story. So they would be my number 1. And I think my number 2 would be Chameleon, just because I don't think they're beyond gender swapping. and Chameleon, is a Spider-Man villain for the most part.
Okay.
So, but really, you could argue either one of these. I mean, Mystique, you go, well, they're bringing X-Men into MCU, so there's that natural progression. Copycat's tied to Deadpool and X-Force. Well, Deadpool's in the mix somewhere. And Morgan Le Fay is one of those characters, like, she has so many connections to so many characters. Right. You could drop her in anywhere and then tell an ongoing story. So what do you guys think? Who is your pick? Who do you think? Who do you want? All right. And we will get into their shape-shifting powers on other stuff. A couple other things about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We know that the Hulk's going to be in this. We know that it's not going to be Smart Hulk, thankfully. It's not going to be I Can't Get It Up Hulk. It's going to be Angry Hulk. What the latest rumor is, Hulk's expected to go savage in this movie, scarier than ever before. Heading into the next Avengers movie, it is said that he might even kill someone or unalive them, as they say.
Wait a minute. Do you know the origin of this unalive shit and why are we saying it?
Yeah.
Why do you substitute letters in dead for with other characters? And what's that whole movement?
So creators think that the algorithm is not going to serve your stuff up if you say words like kill or dead and some other words too. So what they do is they come up with creative ways like unalive to say things so it doesn't hurt their impressions and whatnot on social media.
So we've been maiming, killing, mutilating people for thousands of years, and all of a sudden it's bad to say this stuff.
Absolutely. It's kind of like this. I can't figure this one out. So, I went on a cruise.
Yeah.
I went to Bermuda. Not in the triangle though. And I was I'm on TikTok. I got my algorithm. When I left, my algorithm switched. I started getting a lot of videos from Gaza, from people that were living there, like showing how obliterated the place is. Right. When I came back, you know what happened to those videos? Gone completely. You know what I'm getting now? Pro-Israel propaganda. Like, it is crazy.
Wow.
And the U.S. is buying TikTok, or maybe they already have, and they are going to control the algorithm, or maybe they already are. But that's a whole nother story. That's other stuff.
That's other stuff. I mean, why not? I mean, England has a bazillion cameras and no guns. China controls everything that flows in and out of their shit. I mean, America just has had the illusion that you control your own shit.
Right.
You don't.
No.
I mean, if you just look at cars. I mean, I was in 4 countries over the last week, and it's like I only recognize maybe seriously less than a handful of cars.
Really?
I mean, and these things are amazing, mostly electric. From the dump trucks all the way down, mostly electric vehicles. They're tiny, they maneuver. We saw one car so small. You know how you park a car sideways? Yeah. This car was so small, he just pulled right into the parking spot.
Like instead of parallel parking.
Right, instead of parallel. The ass of the car was out, facing the street, and the front end of the car was facing the sidewalk. Amazing.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's
all an illusion.
It is all an illusion.
Other stuff.
And the U.S. is just the corporation that funds everyone else. So Savage Hulk is back, scarier than ever before. He might even kill someone. Also, there's a World War Hulk, that movie that's supposedly still in development for post-Secret Wars MCU. So there's a lot of shit they're working on. What I like about it, though, is like, when an artist has been around for like 20 years, like Frank Sinatra at the end of his career.
Sure.
He's had some hits, he's had some mids, he's had some fucking dumps, he's everything in between.
Sure.
At that point, when that artist does a concert, you want them to play the hits.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see the last album you were working on,
right?
When you fell out, no one cares. We want to see the shit off your first album, the fucking biggest hits, right? Your top 10, this, that.
Well, I mean, it could have been a hit off the last album.
It could have been one.
But you want to see that. You don't want to you don't want to hear the whole fucking album.
Correct. Play the hits.
Right.
Play the hits, as they say. And I think that is something that Marvel should do with the MCU, and I think DC, same thing, is yes, there's a lot of obscure comics out there. There's a lot of what if scenarios. There's a lot of But there's also the hits. The hits like an angry Hulk. Big, mean, destructive, angry Hulk, right?
Right.
Captain America, the Boy Scout. I know there's Captain Hydra. I know there's other shit. But for live action movies, let's just play the fucking hits.
Right.
So, Spider-Man, ground level story, no Tony Stark, no Avengers, no one knows who he is. It sounds like we're playing the hits.
Right.
Hulk, angry, savage, destructive, maybe even unaliving some folks or killing them or both, whatever,
Right.
you know. Sounds like we're playing the hits. So for me, I'm a big fan of what we're hearing so far.
Okay.
There's another theory, rumor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. One time someone online was like, how are you reporting that rumor? How do you know it's true? I'm like, dude, you don't, the whole point of a rumor is I don't know it's true. When I literally said it's a rumor. So another rumor I read was that Spider-Man's parents, so we know his parents are gone, right? Aunt May raised them. Now he's got nobody.
Right.
But the rumor that's going around is that Hulk, during the first Avengers movie, during the Battle of New York, when he's destroying everything, he actually unintentionally killed Peter Parker's parents. How do you feel about that? If that was true,
Whatever.
you know, doesn't bother you? Doesn't think crazy?
I'm assuming that during his rampage, he's killed all kinds of
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
it's
mean,
really not far fetched,
No.
right? I don't know the age of how old Peter Parker was supposed to be at that point because obviously he wasn't old enough to know or remember because he's been around Hulk and the Avengers. You would think that would have came up like, yo, you killed my parents.
Right.
So maybe
Is this gonna be a Tony Stark to Cap
Bucky.
Steve Rogers thing about fucking Bucky?
Mm-hmm.
Is Peter gonna go and find somebody to blame for the Hulk, or he's just gonna go off on the Hulk? I mean, not much you can do about it, but
No, yeah. I mean, what are you trying to take out the Hulk? I mean,
all right, catch Bruce Banner when he's Bruce Banner.
Yes.
And put him in suspended animation or some shit.
so I mean, I'm not crazy about that rumor. I think there's other ways to connect them, but I'm also, some people were like, oh, that's so bad, and so why are they gonna ruin everything? Like, dude, listen, we get a Savage Hulk, we get a nice Hulk versus Spider-Man scene with Punisher in the mix. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm kind of tired of seeing nice Hulk
yeah,
with the fucking
shit.
arm sling and
Oh my God.
glasses and
He's wearing
like
glasses.
an eye patch and whatever the fuck else crippling thing he wants to have people feel sorry for him about.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So any Angry Hulk coming back is great. Tombstone, the character Tombstone, he's a Spider-Man villain. He was in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. They did a little different twist on him there, kind of a little more reality-based. Because in the comics, he's like a grayish color. He's got some, he's a weird-looking cat, right? He was in Into the Spider-Verse. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all something here. Let's see.
Looks like Solomon Grundy to me.
Very similar. Very similar. I'm sure DC copied Marvel. So that's him in Across the Spider-Verse. All right. And then I want to show you, reason I'm even showing you this is there was someone who was casted as Tombstone in the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. But let's see. This is him in the let me fucking change this a little bit. In the Spider-Man game, PS4 game. So a little different looking there.
Jesus.
You don't like
lot
that
different.
one.
A lot different.
You're not a fan of that one.
Nah.
And
I like the Solomon Grundy look.
yep. Well, let me show you who has been casted as Tombstone. This fella here.
This dude's tiny.
He is tiny, but as far as the face to look, what do you think?
No.
You
Well, the last
The last two,
Tombstone,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, sure.
So I think he
Spot
can pull
on.
it off.
Spot
Yeah,
on.
I do. I agree. I think it's spot on. This fella's name is Marvin Jones III.
He was in Black Lightning, the TV series.
Yes. I didn't see it, but I did read that he was in there.
Yeah.
You like that show?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some interesting points to it. I mean, not points, but there was some interesting moments in it. Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, he's been casted as Tombstone. Now, here's the thing. He actually voiced Tombstone in the Spider-Verse movie as well.
Okay.
So I think that's cool. Now, did any part of them like look at him and think, yeah, he can voice him, but he also kind of looks like it's odd that he they casted him for a voice role, but he also looks the part.
That would be miraculous.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they just lucked out,
Yeah, exactly. He just lucked out.
They just lucked out, as they say. So Marvin Jones III as Tombstone, I think he did a great job of voicing him in the Spider-Verse. I've not seen him in live action. How is he as an actor? I mean, you saw the show, you didn't like it, but is he a decent actor?
Well, it's not that I didn't like it. It wasn't enough to carry me. At some point it just starts getting
interest.
Yeah, it just lost interest.
Got it.
He had a pretty interesting character. He played a pretty interesting character. I just seen it enough to recognize him when I saw him.
Gotcha. Okay. Secret Wars rumors, Adrian. How do I know they're true? I don't. They're fucking rumors. Anyways, the MCU, we talked about this earlier, has been around for a long time, since 2008. There's been a lot of ups. There's been some downs. There's been some mistakes, which is that fair to say as a fan?
Sure.
There's some things that maybe even they know are mistakes. How do they know? Because people like us get on here and tell them it was a mistake.
But it's not a mistake to them until they accept it as a
Exactly.
mistake. To them, our saying that you made a mistake is just fan talk.
It is just fan talk. But this rumor, if this comes true, it would mean that they are acknowledging some of their mistakes. So, Secret Wars, if you know anything about the comics, and if you don't, I'm going to fill you in with my limited knowledge here, because we are not experts, Adrian, here. Are you an expert?
I am not.
I'm not either.
I'm an expert at being Adrian, but...
the only Adrian, the only Mike. But we are not experts. We are only fans.
No, that's not true either.
Oh, we're just fans.
There you go.
One of these
Sounds
days,
better.
Well, I'll get that right. But if this rumor's true, it sounds like when they reboot, when they reset the MCU. So let me back up. Secret Wars in the comics, Secret Wars 2015, we saw incursions. We saw two of Marvel's comic universes being the last incursion. It was the Ultimate Universe where Spider-Man, Miles Morales comes from. The Reed Richards Maker, they come from that universe. And they were colliding with the main Earth 616, the traditional Marvel universe, right? Then we go to Battle World, where there's pieces of different realities pieced together by your boy, my boy, Victor Von Doom, God Emperor Doom, came up in that bitch and wrecked shit, right? He's right behind me back there. And then what happens at the end, Adrian? The whole thing gets reset, rebooted.
Of course.
With Reed Richards and his son, Franklin Richards. They put everything back together, kind of. But we've all seen some movies, right, where there's time travel, multiverse shit, and something gets fixed, and then in the very end, you're like, well, some things are a little different.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened there. Miles is now in the main universe with Peter, so they made some changes. It sounds like that's what's going to happen in the MCU. And even Russo and I think Feige has admitted that that will happen. But the latest rumor is that the reboot is going to be a quick scrub of the details the MCU wants to sort of forget and redo. It will involve the resurrection of some heroes and villains as well as the erasure of some minor events that bother fans. But all in it, I guess 75, 80% of the original timeline will remain intact with some minor changes. I think that is better let me ask you. My opinion is that's better than resetting the entire thing. How do you feel about that?
So a partial reset.
Yep.
I don't necessarily like it. It's like it would make sense. So imagine if Marvel did that, right? So they bring back Tony Stark.
Yeah.
They bring back Wanda. They bring back all these people that died, these iconic figures. They bring back, they're going to bring back T'Challa, some version of him at some point.
The white T'Challa.
It's almost, I don't know, it's almost cheating.
Okay.
So, I get that. I've been touched by the uncle kind of feeling. So about it. So I don't know.
Okay.
But I reserve to change my mind at some point in the future.
Now, it is what happens in the comics.
Yeah.
When they do these resets, right? Like when Marvel did this with Secret Wars, when DC did their Crisis on Infinite Earths, it was a reset where some stuff remained canon, some stuff did not. So I like it for that reason. I like it for a lot of the things you just kind of blurted out, like bringing Tony Stark back. And I think that this is me assuming. I'm assuming when they say resurrect these characters, Robert Downey Jr. is not going to be playing Tony Stark at 75 years old.
Correct.
It's going to be a new.
I hope people don't expect that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I hope they expect that other actors will, play these characters.
Yes. Yep. So I'll make that point very fucking out. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think for that, it's a good way is like someone to take the reins of this character and still have some baked in history. But what this also will allow is we don't need new origin stories now.
No.
If Tony Stark is alive in this new universe, we don't need to see him go into the cave in the Middle East and make a fucking suit out of a bomb and
which is also a reboot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like it. Now here's some dead heroes that could possibly be brought back. Number one is Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Sure.
Black Widow.
Yep.
Gamora, the original version.
Yep.
Because now we got the imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Vision, the original Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Heimdall. Heimdall was offed by your boy Thanos.
Yep.
Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ancient One. The Ancient One's also gone from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Now on the villain side, some of these I guess you could argue either side. Killmonger.
Okay.
Black Panther. Hela, Thor's sister, could return. Ultron. Well, I think he's already coming back. Mysterio. Mm-hmm. Thanos could even come back. The Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, Doc Ock, the original Loki, Red Skull. Then you got like Whiplash, maybe not Mickey Rourke's version, Yellow Jacket, and Malekith. But I think we should not have Malekith come back. But there's a lot of potentials. Now, what mistakes should be fixed, Adrian? There's mistakes like, do you think killing off Iron Man permanently was a mistake?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Was Natasha's death a mistake?
Yep.
Quicksilver only being in one movie for like 10 minutes, was that a mistake?
Yep.
The Taskmaster twist in Black Widow, where it's now this like mind-controlled female daughter of the villain and not the
mistake.
Yeah. Because Taskmaster is I can't even.
Well, let's see how we say
I
that.
think we say it Taskmaster. Thank you, Donald.
Yes. Taskmaster was badass.
Yo, legit.
Right?
From a fighting, knows almost every fighting ability in the world, right?
Well, he's like, he sees your fighting style.
He can learn yours. Yeah.
And he instantly not only learn your style, but learn how to use it, because that's different.
Yes.
Just because you have the knowledge of something, that doesn't mean that you know how to wield it.
Right.
But he can instantly duplicate anybody's fighting skills. Yes.
Now, I'm a big Batman guy.
Yeah.
Batman versus Taskmaster would be a badass fight.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that Batman, he having mastered over 140 skills, and I'm sure probably Taskmaster could do this too. But the thing, what I was going to say was Batman can realize that Taskmaster is copying his style, change it up, but then Taskmaster would then change it up as well.
Did it go on for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. You know what we might do is, actually we are on other stuff.
Sure.
We're going to do a versus, because I asked some people in the chat on Friday, because I've said only comics is for me and you. It's our show, right? We come here, we have fun, do what the fuck we want here.
That's right.
But other stuff is for the interns.
Uh-huh.
So if we don't know what you want, we don't know what to do, It's like your kids don't tell you what they want for dinner, you get whatever the fuck I make.
Right. That's it.
Anyways.
You get the fuck I make anyway.
Yes, that part. Someone did say, and I think it was OG Dirte, he was on the live for a good chunk for most of it last week, was do some verses on other stuff. So we'll do that one this week. Okay. So stay tuned. That will be Wednesday on Hump Day. When you're humping, you're watching us. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You most certainly aren't watching us hump.
Thor being turned into a joke, that was definitely a mistake.
Wait a minute. So you go from people being unalived to Thor split?
Yeah.
Are you talking about just correcting mistakes?
Yep.
Oh, just, all right.
Yep, that's one that should be fixed, right?
I definitely, but it's the scale of it, out of place.
Hulk being nerfed after, Ragnarok, Hulk turning into this crippled, I can't, oh my God. There's a lot. The Rhodey skull thing, you think that was a mistake where all of a sudden Rhodey's been a Skrull for this many years?
It's convenient. I don't think that was a mistake.
Okay. What about how they handled the Mandarin, where it was like not the real Mandarin, and then the Mandarin was actually the dad in Shang-Chi. Eventually,
Oh, that was bullshit.
that should be fixed,
Yeah.
right? And also not having, I know we talked about Quicksilver, but not just not having him wasted in a movie, but also him being absent from Wanda's story. There's a lot lacking there.
Sure.
Those two are side by side in the comics
Right.
all the time. And then I think here's a mistake. I'm just going to give it to you. It's one word. Eternals.
Yeah. You can't undo the creation of something that everybody else has. Well, some people have seen.
Right.
So you can't, and that would be the only correction is to undo the creation of that catastrophe.
Yes. Yep. Atrocity. Last piece of news. I got the Spider-Man shirt on today for a reason, Adrian. We have some brand new day news, and we also have some Beyond the Spider-Verse news.
Okay.
This movie, Once Upon a Time, Beyond the Spider-Verse, was set, Adrian, to swing into the movie theaters on March 24th of 2024. I don't know how your fucking calendar works, but that date has passed, right? I've not seen Beyond the Spider-Verse. Have you?
I have not.
No. So it got moved. It got moved dramatically, almost 3 years. And that move was to, let's see, June 25th of 2027, okay? And then it got, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm fucking this all up here. God damn, cut all that out. So it was moved to June 4th of 2027. Then it got pushed back to June 25th of 2027, okay? They're fucking moving this thing all over the part, all over the place. The conclusion now to this trilogy has moved again. Now they're moving it back up. It's now June 18th of 2027. Are the weeks really making that big of a difference? You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it's still 2027.
It's still June too.
It's still June.
Pick a fucking week in June.
Exactly. What difference does it make, dude?
It'd be one thing like, hey, move it back 6 months, but like, is a week or no, we can do that. No, we can't. I don't fucking know.
It sounds desperate almost, dude. It's like we want to keep this movie in the news. So let's tweak a date. Let's tweak another date. Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? But so for all you that are counting the days anyway, it's now a week earlier.
For those that are sitting around looking at the telephone, hoping your girlfriend's gonna call.
Right.
That news is for you.
That doesn't exist. Anyways. So it's a week earlier now. So I guess it's a positive though. It's a little bit earlier. But stop fucking dicking around. Just leave it on the day.
But we're still talking 2 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. There's a long time between sequels, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? It was when we first started doing this show. I think it was 23 when Across the Spider-Verse came out.
Yep.
You're talking 4 years later. Shit. I mean, you're pulling some James Cameron shit almost with the Avatar.
They going for that next Oscar or some shit.
Probably. All right. What we're going to do right now, since you guys asked, is we're going to wrap up comic news and rumors with a little thumbs up, thumbs down. So we'll get us both on the screen here. Look at that. All right. The game is pretty simple. We're going to recap the news, and we're each going to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And you can agree or not. Drop it in the comments. And, drop us as many comments as you want. All right. You ready, Adrian?
Let's do it.
Number 1, Brad Winderbaum, the head of streaming, television, and animation at Marvel, has confirmed that moving forward, fans can expect yearly releases for X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I give that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I tried to get Beau Demayo on our podcast, Adrian, but he didn't respond. He did say thank you to me. So he was talking about this on Twitter, and I said, nobody asked you, but your season 1 was fire. And he said, thank you. And then I said, would you get on our podcast? And he completely ghosted me, Adrian. Can you believe that shit? Is he busy?
I had an experience like that, but I'm going to say thumbs up because I'm okay with him not being on the podcast.
Okay. I'm going to give it a thumbs down because you fucking ignored me. It's rude not to respond to people. So what we're going to do now is send all the interns after you on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter at @OnlyMikeSizer, SIZER, and Beau Demayo's on there at Beau Demayo. You can find the interaction. And please tag him and tell him he needs to be on the show. All right. Avengers. The Avengers was the MCU's first $1 billion movie. Actually, scrap that. Iron Man 3 director Shane Black is glazing Robert Downey Jr., and he says he's going to single-handedly reinvigorate the entire comic book movie industry. It's a bold claim, but when there's that much
claim.
glazing going on, I got to give it a thumbs
Sure,
up.
thumbs up.
Glaze the fuck out of them if you want. Rumor has it, it's like a good Adele song too. Rumor has it. Anyways, rumor has it the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day is a female shapeshifter. We don't know who could it be. I give that a thumbs up.
Sure, thumbs up.
Are you a fan of shapeshifter characters in movies and shows?
Sure.
I mean, it gives a lot of
Why not?
possibilities, right? Because you never know who the fuck they are.
Right.
So could be anyone. The Skrulls, could be Chameleon, could be Mystique, could be Copycat, could be Morgan Le Fay. Who knows? Next piece of news is that the Hulk is expected to go full savage mode in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He's going to be scarier than ever before. And he may even off somebody in this movie, Adrian. I give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
It's about fucking time.
Not on the offing part, but the fact that he's going to be savage.
That's a little morbid, but Marvel cast Marvin Jones III, the actor who voiced Tombstone in Into the Spider-Verse, as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I give that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Secret Wars rumored to use
Well, let's see how we say that.
rumored to be used to fix some mistakes of the past.
Okay.
The MCU will resurrect some heroes and villains and even erase some minor events that bothered some fans. I give this a thumbs up. You don't like it. It's okay. I won't twist your arm, Adrian.
No, I'm thinking about like the whole anyway, I won't go into it. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay, you just change your tone. Beyond the Spider-Verse has another change in release date. Only this time it gets moved up a little. We'll be seeing the movie a week earlier, June 18th of 2027. Now, it's a week earlier, so I want to give it a thumbs up, but because they can't pick a fucking date, I'm giving it a thumbs down. Knock it off. Figure your shit out.
Thumbs up because they're gonna move it again.
You think so?
Yeah,
This is not the last
expected.
time?
It's expected.
Okay. It is expected. The other thing that's expected is we are going to hop into the Peacemaker. So that's thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's move on here to the Peacemaker.
Yep.
Is it safe to say, Adrian, that he who is right has returned up in this bitch?
Yes, it is safe to say that.
I predicted this.
This is beyond prediction, though. This is scary.
It's scary.
Your ability to just nail where this was going.
Yep. It's insane, Adrian. It's a special power of mine. So, all right. Before we get into that, episode 5, we do it because we missed it last week. A couple of people were like, where was your review last week, bro? We were traveling. They wouldn't send it to us early. I tried to ask, Can't get Beau Demayo to respond. Can't get James Gunn to send me this shit early. I'm like, bro, we're traveling. Can we just watch it early? He's like, no, we can't. Anyways, the episode 5, Back to the Suitor, as it was called. This is where there's a lot going on in this episode. This is where Harcourt basically sets up Peacemaker, right? She's down and out. Rick Flag, we get to see Rick Flag Jr.'s funeral, a little flashback there. And if some of these things blend, I watched both episodes like back to back. So
did I.
Anyways, but we are going to talk a lot more about the end in a minute. But Eagly goes Eagly in this episode. This is where he commands the horde of eagles and fucks that dude up. Right. About time, because that guy was pissing me off.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yep. So that character, dude.
Useless. I mean, they could him and Lacey or the other dude that's always throwing the insults and the jabs.
Yeah.
Those two characters could have just been completely eliminated.
But this episode also features where Harcourt's trying to set up Chris, but she actually saves him. She fucks him up too. She's a badass, dude.
Right. She is.
So she takes him out so they don't kill him. And then Rick Flag, a lot of this is he's looking for revenge because this guy killed his son. And what was cool about this episode was you see the team kind of get back together.
Yep.
Because for the first, I think, 4 episodes, everybody's scattered doing their own thing.
Yep.
Right? Economist is working at Argus. Harcourt's on the outs. Out of Bayou's trying to do her own thing with her security. Yo, I really like her character, dude. A lot more in the second season, honestly.
Do you do Greek?
And Vigilante of all people, who is always aloof, he's actually like,
Right.
no, that's like an escort. Yeah, like,
Right.
No, it's not. Anyways, but it shows this team starting to get back together because now that Chris he gets arrested versus being killed, and Rick Flag Senior is about to kill this motherfucker.
Right.
And that I think that was a cool way of, I guess, stopping it, because at the end of the day, none of these motherfuckers are gonna go in this room and stop Rick Flag.
Right.
So the only way to stop it is put this dude's name in the system.
Right.
So if he ends up being killed here today, Rick Flag is fucked.
Right. Correct.
And it took a lot of balls because this group Argus doesn't do everything by the book. So Economist is putting himself out there for that. But I thought that was a cool way to kind of start tying them back together.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a great job with a lot of these characters. Like I like Economist more in this episode.
Yeah.
You know who I like, who is a trip, is Judo Master. Like that's
That
good
dude
funny.
is psycho.
He is. But I think that's the difference between Tim Meadows' character, the jackass, officer,
Right.
versus Judo Master, who is silly as fuck, but at least it's funny.
Right.
And it makes sense. Although that character, I forget his name, but Tim Meadows' character, he did, you saw a little bit of good come out of him. I think this was his best episode because he wasn't annoying. But when he looked at Economist after he realized what he did, and he said something along the lines of like good or something like that.
Yeah, something like it's a good thing you did that or something
Yeah.
like that. Well, referring to putting Chris in the system.
Saving him pretty much.
Right.
And it's so crazy how it's kind of turned full circle now. In the first season, they couldn't stand him. Hardcore couldn't fucking stand him.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, he's a jackass, but he's our jackass.
Who, Economist?
No, how the group looks at Peacemaker now.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't stand him in the first one, and now they're like, oh, we know he's an idiot, but he's our idiot,
Right.
Which I thought was cool. You start to see the seeds of that being, planted. And then, long story short, he ends up getting that fucking what's it called? The quantum unfolding chamber is what it called, but or what it's called, that device that brings him to an alternate dimension, which is how it ends. But before that, I wanted to go back to I guess his name is Red Saint Wild, the fucking ridiculous bird hunter. And so he kills one eagle that he thinks eagly, it's not. And then Eagly, I mean, I think we've all kind of known, or like, did you suspect that Eagly had some type of power?
No.
You didn't. You thought he was a regular eagle.
Well, he's definitely not a regular eagle.
Yeah.
But nothing with like superpowers.
You didn't think he had superpowers?
No.
No.
But I'm thinking that what he saw, that glowing phoenix thing, was that something he saw.
Okay.
Not necessarily that eagly projected.
Got it. But he at least has some power to call other eagles.
Yes.
So I always thought throughout this, he's definitely has some abilities that other eagles don't. He's got some type of superpower, which we saw. I mean, I guess, what do you call him? Like the prime eagle or something. And then what's so funny is someone who was so against Eagly's trying to take him out. Then when he realizes that he's the key, he's like, I'm sorry. It's too late now, bitch.
Well, he's saying it because he's about to get his ass whooped.
Seriously. So they tore his ass up, and then Chris leaves this dimension. Because, I mean, dude, he's looking at this like, this dimension sucks, right? Hardcore hates me. Rick Flag's trying to kill me.
Right.
I mean, everything sucks about this dimension. And he's in the other dimension where he thinks that everything's amazing. Most things are amazing there.
Yeah.
And if you don't know. For him. And if you don't. Now, he's also, it's also perfect for his character because he's so aloof. Like, because obviously we know where he stands on these stances because he took out his dad in this, realm.
Right.
So it's not like he knows like they're all racist and I'm down with it. He's so fucking aloof. He even barely knows where the fuck he is.
Right.
Anyways, we'll get into when he finds out and he's like, what the fuck? So he ends, he goes in that dimension. He leaves a little note in the quantum unfolding chamber to Beau. And then.
Yeah, but before he gets in there, right? So he's getting ready to walk in, and Eagly comes in and drops this finger. And he's just like,
that's right.
I'm going to pretend you found that.
Yeah. That was your boy, Red Saint Wild. He goes to the other dimension, and then Beau and these, and now I'm probably getting into the next episode where she finds it, and then they follow.
Correct.
Right? Yep. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Fact check it, a couple things with this episode. I mean, you see Rick Flag's just complete rage over Chris killing his son, which seems pretty,
Sure.
accurate as to how someone, especially in his position, would react, right?
Yep.
And then you got Harcourt, she's torn because even though she hated Chris for so long, after what they all went through in that first season, I think they all bonded in some way,
Sure.
right?
She even told, you saw they had that flashback. She even told Flag that, she knew who did it, but then she said, we're going to bring in the person that did this to your son, basically.
Right. Yep. And then obviously throughout that first season, she then kind of changed her course with him. So she's torn because she wants to get some work, dude. I mean, they got her on it. She's works for Argus, but they're not putting her in anything because of her recent behavior. And then her decision to take him out versus letting them off him, it shows another layer of her being torn. Eagly definitely plays a bigger role than you would think, right? So and then it's just the whole theme too. Like James Gunn, he's a phenomenal writer. After watching, as this show progresses, it's amazing that we were talking last week about the Reeves versus Gunn and is it quality over quantity? But there's a lot of depth to James Gunn's writing, and he does a lot. He pumps out a lot of content.
Sure.
So even that whole whatever you want to call it, escapism, where Chris is kind of like, this universe sucks here. A lot of it is his own doing.
Sure.
And now he's like, let me run away to where it's better, which is, I think it's analogous to what a lot of people deal with in life, right?
Sure.
Hide from my problems as they continue to get worse. So, not that this is going to be a TED Talk here for you, but episode 6, Ignorance is Chris, it's called. Harcourt, Adebayo, I'm probably butchering that fucking name. Well, Economist and Vigilante, they all use this quantum unfolding chamber to travel into the dimension that Chris is in because they want to go save their boy, even though he told them to fucking leave me alone.
Right.
I mean, there's really no shock there that they followed. Chris seems to be living this, perfect life. And then Harcourt has that weird interaction with the brother. But what did I say? So let's just get to it. Let's get to it. Actually, let's not get to it yet. One of the funniest parts of this episode was Vigilante meeting the other Vigilante. Dude, he's becoming one of my favorite characters in this show. I don't know who that guy is, where he's from, but he's one. I know you have like a two to three comic character rule now. You bend it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But that dude should show up in the MCU as somebody.
Sure.
He's awesome. He's great. He could be an alternate. He feels like a Deadpool type of character.
Right. Right, he does.
I know people, think that, Ryan Reynolds is the only person that ever played Deadpool. I could see this dude playing a version of Deadpool. It's kind of what he's doing now, right? So anyways, he has that funny little moment with the other Vigilante. They agree on everything except for Peacemaker. And this is where we start to see all right, maybe this universe ain't what. Maybe Mike was right. Maybe he who is right has returned to, the universe. So let's go to that part. We have Adebayo. I say her name different every fucking time. Adebayo.
And let's go with, doesn't matter. Whatever comes out.
Whatever happens. Yeah, keep track. Adebayo.
We know who you're talking about.
You all know. Now, I said that this alternate dimension sounds a lot like this dimension in the comics called Earth X, where the Nazis and the white supremacists dominate. And it becomes very obvious in this episode when Adebayo's running down the street and everyone starts losing their fucking mind.
Well, she's not running yet.
Not yet. She's just walking.
Just walking down the street. Rich Pryor. She's just walking down the street and she starts hearing the yelling, the tires screeching.
Dude, the first line
One got out. What the?
A black, they say.
What is going on?
Oh, shit. And basically, shit starts hitting the fan.
So that tells me two things. It confirms your prediction.
Yes.
And so they do black people do exist. They just apparently have them somewhere else. Because he said one got out or one got away or something like that.
Oh, did he? I missed that part. Okay. All right. So they're not completely gone in this universe. They're just
separated. Yeah.
Maybe they're in, prisons surrounded by alligators. Maybe. Possibly. So
that prediction doesn't feel as strong as this one.
No, I'm basing that one on reality. What's fucking going on right now? But that's a whole nother story. So yeah, they said in the notes here, she's being chased by a mob after being labeled a black. And then we also see when Chris I think he's at the Argus building possibly, and there's the United States flag.
Right.
There's a little change on this flag, Adrian.
Right. Hardcore points it out to him.
Yes.
She's looking, she's like, this universe is weird or something like that. There's
like,
not a person of color. He's like, what? Like, it's like he didn't even notice.
No,
it.
he didn't. He don't notice shit.
And then she picks up the flag, and like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So shit's about to hit the fan in this next episode. So, all right, outside of me just boasting that I was right, the other big moment in this was a hell of a fucking episode, honestly, was Lex Luthor showing up. The prison reveal scene. Were you shocked to see Lex show up in this show?
I must have fell asleep on that one.
Okay.
I didn't see that at all.
Well, let me bring you up to speed. So Rick Flag goes to prison. He needs to go talk to someone about something.
Wait a minute. Before you go get into that.
Yep.
So both hardcores are at Argus.
Yes.
So she picks up the flag. He picks up the flag. Mm-hmm. And then the real Argus, the real hardcore comes in, and they mysteriously dressed the same. And she's like, arrest that woman. She's not me, or she's not the real one, or some bullshit like that. So so there's two interactions. You got Vigilante and his bullshit, and then you got the two hardcores.
Right.
So, but also remember when the dad found Economus in his house.
Oh, in the house. Yep.
Right. Yep. So, and then Economus just started fucking shitting out of his mouth about everything.
He tells him everything.
Maybe Chris killed your son. And this one. I'm like, wow.
Fucking idiot, dude. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Yeah, but so Rick Flag goes to prison, meets with Lex. It's a pretty cool reveal. You see someone coming to the screen, you can't tell who it is, and it sits down, and it's Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor. Obviously, he's locked up after the events of Superman. Mm-hmm. And he offers him a deal in exchange for information on the multiverse so he can go retrieve Peacemaker, Chris. Mm. So Lex tries to negotiate getting out of prison. Rick Flag's like, that's not going to fucking happen. But right now, Lex is in a prison with metahumans, and we know how Lex feels about metahumans.
Sure.
So part of the deal is, at least the part that we know, because there was some little suspense there as well, is that if Lex offers to help Rick Flag, they're going to move Lex to a nicer prison.
Fuck that. I wouldn't take that deal. I'd be like, get me out altogether. Yeah. Because that's a big ask.
Well, it's
not like you're asking for where the dead bodies are.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's where it's going, though, because I forget who it was. They asked Rick about, what he gave Lex, and he mentions that. And I think when they said that's it, he just got quiet. And I could be off, but at least that was the vibe I got from it. So to your point, he probably gave him more, but we just didn't see it. Because Lex is going to be out for Man of Tomorrow.
Sure.
Which maybe some stuff that's going on in this show may lead into that, right? So, but dude, this has been a fun show so far.
Yeah.
It's 6 episodes in. I think they are maybe 3 more, possibly. When we saw that alternate dimension, what a lot of people were talking about online was G.I. Robot from Creature Commandos.
Actually, you brought that up.
I brought that up. Of course,
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you originated or you repeated something that you had seen, but I know you brought it up for the first time to me about G.I. Robot. That would be fucking awesome.
Yes.
And if he shows up in this universe, oh my God, that'd be cataclysmic.
Oh yeah, dude, he would have a field day in that motherfucker. But they asked James Gunn about just G.I. Robot specifically making a live action debut. So what he said was yes. He said the answer to that question, which this is going to be all anybody talks about from the interview, is yes, but not necessarily when you think you're going to see him. So what a lot of people gather from that is he is going to be in live action, but it may not be in the Peacemaker show. So either way, it's a cool character to see in live action. And then he also confirmed, throughout the promotion of this show, they've mentioned big cameos. And obviously Lex Luthor is a pretty big cameo.
Sure.
Especially because you don't see a lot of crossover from movies to shows. You sometimes see characters that have been in shows, and I'm probably talking more MCU, that show up in movies, but it isn't a lot of times where you have some big cameos from movies in shows.
Well, I mean, since I brought it up, a few months back, of course there's crossovers now. So now you're going to see a Nicholas Hoult in animated, being represented. No, but it makes sense. But so we've seen crossovers even before, but they weren't even the same, like an actor. It'd be like a Lex Luthor, but not the same Lex Luthor that played in live action kind of deal.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense.
Absolutely.
You have these characters, and I think maybe that's one of the reasons why James Gunn is able to pump out content a little more, is like he's using the characters and storylines, and everything's not a whole new project. And I think he's done a good job of it, because there's a dangerous place to get into where you have to have seen everything to enjoy this.
Right.
And I think Gunn has done a good job of, if you watch Superman, there's aspects of Peacemaker that may be more entertaining and give you more insight. But if you haven't watched Superman, you can enjoy the show.
Sure.
On its own.
And also, I'm all about, feeding people. And, these actors, they spend weeks or months or whatever prepping for these movies. And then who knows when they're going to go back to work again.
Right.
Yeah. They make enough money to where they might not have to work for the next year or so. But it would be nice to be like, hey, Nicholas, I made this live action, you're gonna be in that. But then, don't go soft on me, right? Because we got a couple of other side projects that we can step you into while we also keep you getting you ready for the next movie. Because now you're always in character.
Yeah.
It's not like a Hugh Jackman where he plays Wolverine,
right? And
then on his fucking off season, he's got to watch his own weight. He's got to do all this other kind of crap because 800 years from now, we're gonna do another Wolverine movie.
He'll still show up in the wheelchair. Gunn was talking to Variety about this because the fact that Nicholas Holt's Lex is in this show. The next question is Superman going to be in this show? And he says, no Superman. He said, in fact, David Cornsweet was very upset that Nick got to be on the show and he didn't. It just didn't work. So, which is cool. I mean, I think that's a big enough cameo for a show like that.
Yeah, that would be a lot to have Superman show up, especially when Peacemaker's brother is pretty much that Superman in that show.
Right, yeah.
The way he went through that helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
A few episodes back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, these two episodes, I would say from a score standpoint, episode 5, I'd probably give like a 7.5, and I'd give this last one probably an 8.
I'd knock it down like a half point on each.
Got it.
But yeah, good shows though.
It was, definitely. And if you've not watched these yet, I'd highly recommend check out Peacemaker. And it took me a while. Remember, I fucking used to shit all over the Peacemaker show. Like, literally.
I told you it was a good show.
I know you did.
It's like a weird good.
Yes. Yep. So, anyways, moving on. Adrian, you ever forget something?
I just did.
You just did. So I forgot something, and this is why I'm so glad started doing the lives. Well, not just this reason, but somebody was like, yo, remember when y'all used to do this shit on the show and then you stopped? What happened? And I was just like, I forgot. I don't know. So what that was, remember what the guy was talking about, what he was asking about was a few weeks ago, I started a segment here called The Best Year of Comic Book Movies. Remember this?
I forgot.
So the idea was look back at the last quarter century, which those of you that don't know math is 25 years, right?
Damn.
And in 5-year bands, we were going to go year by year and pick the best year of comic book movies. and then we were going to go through every 5-year ban until we found the absolute best year of comic book movies of the last quarter century.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? You remember how far we got?
Like the first round or something?
Yep, exactly. 1 year or one ban. So the reason why we stopped, Adrian, is I just fucking forgot. Because people liked it. It was fun. And then I forgot. So my bad. But the only thing we can do now, that's in the past, right?
Right.
I can't do anything about the 3 weeks we didn't do it.
No.
There's a saying, guy told me this once. Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That and green bananas. Don't know what's going on right
all
now.
the sayings today, dude. So anyways, we did 2025 through 2020. And the year that we picked out of those was the year 2023. That was the best of that 5-year span. And to remind everybody, in that year, the movies that were dropped were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Aquaman 2, Blue Beetle, The Flash, Shazam, Fury of Gods, The Marvels, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So, all right, now we are going to go back. Adrian, we're getting in our time machines. We're going back to the year 2019. In the year 2019, the movies that came out, comic book movies, one Men in Black International, never seen it. Joker, wish I hadn't seen it. 6, Spider-Man Far From Home, Dark Phoenix, Avengers Endgame, Hellboy, Shazam, and everybody's favorite, Adrian, Captain Marvel. Of these movies, which one would you say is the best movie that year? I'm going Endgame. Pick an Endgame.
Men in Black International. What the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Let's go with Endgame.
Endgame. All right. Decent year. I mean, actually not really. You had Endgame, which was Endgame. You had Far From Home, which was a really good movie. And then you had a bunch of shit, honestly. Captain Marvel, fucking Dark Phoenix. Shazam. I mean, I can't believe Dark Phoenix came out in 2019, the same year as Endgame.
Really?
That movie's such a blur to me. Like,
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, all right, 2018. This is a fucking year right here. Listen to this one. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. That actually was a good movie. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Venom. Deadpool 2. Aquaman. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Avengers Infinity War. And Black Panther. Hell of a fucking year, right?
Yeah, it is.
What would you say the best movie is this year? I'm going back and forth between Infinity War and Into the Spider-Verse, but I'm going to say Infinity War.
I'm going between Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Okay.
I'm going to say Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay. Solid choice. Can't go wrong with either one. But that's a fucking pretty solid year, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got Deadpool 2 in there. Black Panther, which was amazing. Ant-Man.
Even Aquaman was good.
Yeah.
The only one I would say was shit on that. Well, first of all, I didn't know Teen Titans Go came out. So, but Teen Titans and Venom,
Yeah.
probably the least on those.
Yeah, definitely. Venom. I mean, is Venom better than Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No,
Probably not.
no.
Probably not. But that is a pretty solid year. 2017, Atomic Blonde. Some of these I've never even heard of. Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets. I don't know what the fuck that is. Golden Circle, Kingsman. Nope. Here we go. Get some real movies. The Lego Batman movie. Actually, have you ever seen this?
No, I've never seen any Lego movie.
The Lego Batman movie is a fantastic movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's a family movie, obviously, a Lego movie. It's fun, but it also has a lot of Batman lore in it.
Sure.
So it's pretty cool. Plays homage to a lot of Batman movies as well. 6, the Justice League. Actually, I don't know why I'm counting because I'm skipping some. The Justice League, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Wonder Woman, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Logan. Pretty solid year, right? I would go with Logan on this. What do you think's your favorite out of these or the best out of these?
Wow. I didn't know Atomic Blonde was. I saw the movie.
Oh, you did?
It's pretty good.
Never seen
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
She's on the cover, lesbian, whatever, spy, super spy. Ooh, Justice League at the bottom. Let's see, Homecoming or I'm gonna go with Logan.
Okay.
That was a pretty savage
Dude, that was
movie.
yeah. That movie was. I mean, I think it's not suffered, but it was so peak at the time. And then you talk about the years that came after. It was like amazing movie. It was just a good time for us as comic fans. But 2016, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, X-Men Apocalypse. I was like, we were doing all right until we got there. Captain America: Civil War, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and then Deadpool, the first Deadpool. So
Deadpool for me.
Deadpool, I'm gonna say Captain America: Civil War. Pretty solid year as well, right? Not bad. And then the last year of this week is 2015. There were only 4 comic book movies this year, 3 from Marvel, none from DC. There was The Kingsman, The Secret Service. Never seen that. Fantastic Four, the 2015 version. That's crazy. That movie came out in 2015, and so did the Secret Wars comic come out in 2015. So on the comic side, you had this amazing story that featured Fantastic Four. In that same fucking year, you decide to give us this atrocity of a movie with Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch and their sisters, their brothers, they're adopted, they're not. I don't know. The dad's here. Why is the dad here? I don't fucking know. Anyways, we had that. We had Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, and Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Yes. I think that's a very underrated Avengers movie.
Sure.
I think people give that movie a lot of unnecessary shit. So, all right, now we picked the best year of all of these years of this 5-year band. So 2015, I don't think is in the running. I mean, you got Age of Ultron, and that's pretty much it. Let's see, 2016, get Deadpool, Civil War. The rest, Doctor Strange was good. The rest of these are pretty bad, honestly. I'm gonna probably say, I think 2018 might be the best out of these ones. Is there a year that stands out more to you? 2018, you had Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man 2, Aquaman, Deadpool 2, Venom, and Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, dude, that's like the only, and I wouldn't even say those movies are bad. Like Venom is not great, but of the Venom movies, the first one is the best, right? At least it's badly entertaining.
Yeah.
There's no Spider-Man in it for fucking some dumbass reason. I've not seen Aquaman, so I got to take your word for that, but you say that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
And
the only movie I didn't see on this list is Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But all of them are pretty solid. I mean, Venom would be at the bottom, of course.
Yeah.
For me.
And even Ant-Man and the Wasp, it wasn't great, but I've seen a lot of worse movies.
Yeah.
But the fact that just those 3, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Into the Spider-Verse, I think that puts it above 2019 for me.
Yeah.
You know, so and then 2017 was solid too. You got the Lego Batman, you got Thor Ragnarok, Homecoming, Guardians 2. I've not seen Wonder Woman was okay, and then Logan was phenomenal. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 18. But this was a hell of a fucking run right here. If you go just these 5 years, I mean, Age of Ultron. I mean, 15 was a light year, but looking at 16 through 19. This was kind of peak comic book movie time in the theaters, which I feel like we may be getting back to over the next probably 2 years. So, well, there you have it. The best year of the 2015 through the 2019 band is 2018. Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man 2, Aquaman, Deadpool 2, Venom, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Teen Titans Go to the movies.
You know, you look at this and it's like, yeah, that's a lot of comic book movies. But then, I mean, when you got people, you know, you have these stand-up comedians, there's too many everywhere I look around. There's super this and super that. Where are the normal people? Yeah, well, they're killing themselves. But it's like, nobody's saying, well, there's too many mob movies. There's too many fucking comedies. There's too many this. There's too many. No, but it's too many comic book movies.
Correct.
Yeah, there's been some shit ones.
Sure.
But, I mean, you cannot have too many comic book movies.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It goes back to what we were talking about last week. Like, how are you a fan of something, but you want things to flop? You know,
Right.
that's why that movie flopped. Well, how does that help you?
Yeah.
You can go, I didn't like it,
Sure.
but hey, maybe somebody else did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but to your point, the more comic shit we have to sift through, the better.
Sure.
More odds you're going to find. Now, is all of it going to be everything that you fucking love? No. But
No.
that's life, dude.
Now, trust me, you go to Tubi, you will find too much of every fucking thing. I mean,
bet.
it's just interesting. I just think it's between, you know, oh, there's too many comic book movies, and you know, why are comic book movies being compared to, you know, live action? I mean, not live action, but other movies, which is all these other genres. You know, why are they winning Academy Awards and, you know, so on and so forth? It's like, you know, most of the people that's saying that, nobody even knows who you are anymore. You know, you're probably not relevant, and you're making a statement because you want to maintain your relevancy.
Damn.
But then you show up, you might show up in a comic book movie 3 years later, some shit. You know, now you're what you call it, glazing, all that stuff.
Well, let's see how we say that.
That's my new favorite soundbite. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, dude. Acetaminophen, bro. Acetaminophen. It's not that fucking hard. Anyways, Marvel Zombies, Adrian. This is something that I changed my stance on.
Okay.
Now, you told me a long time ago on this show that, you know, we're going to give our opinions, and then we have the right to what? Change our mind. Was it a later time or something?
You have a right to change your mind at any time, at any point in the future, for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
I don't have to explain it. I can just go, you know what? I didn't like this yesterday, but today I fucking love it.
Yep.
And tomorrow it sucks. Who knows? You never know. We call that bipolar. Anyways, Marvel Zombies. What I want to do first is check in with our friends at Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, boy.
This is where we look at the Marvel Zombies score, and we judge the critic score versus the audience score, and we say which one we think got it right, okay? And maybe you do, maybe you don't know how these scores are comprised. The critic score are comprised of a very biased process where one person sources all the reviews that they can find for a show, and based off of how many of those reviews are positive, that will dictate the score. So if they sourced 100 reviews and 50 of them were positive, you would have a 50% score, okay? And then the popcorn meter, as they call it, this audience score is comprised of people that went out, watched this. I don't know how they do this with shows because there's no ticket. I believe with a movie, you have to show proof that you at least paid to go to the movie before they count your review. I don't know how that's done with shows, but anyways, what we like to do here is compare things, right?
Sure.
And somebody said to me on TikTok one time, like, I was asking a question, like, is this movie better than that? You know, and they're like, well, why do we have to compare them? Can't we just enjoy them? Then my response is, well, can't we just do both? Why can't I enjoy shit and then also compare fucking everything to everything? Why not?
Well, think about enjoyment. How do you know that you've enjoyed something?
You compare it to other experiences.
Exactly.
Right.
So you compare all the time.
Yeah.
So for all of you that say that,
shut the fuck up, bitch.
there you go.
Goddamn some of my bitch. I love me some Bernie Mac. I need that fucking some of my bitch.
Yeah, some people just go too soon, boy. Bernie was one of those.
Oh, dude, he's one of the goats, bro.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stand-ups to this day is his part of the original Kings of Comedy.
Right. Nobody expected him to come out swinging like that.
Oh my God, dude. That was some whole other shit.
Right.
Everything from the motherfucker part, the motherfucker.
And I'm out this motherfucker.
Yes. You stupid son of a bitch.
Wow.
Anyways,
my other favorite person was he's also died. Patrice O'Neal.
Okay.
Oh my God.
He was.
If he was still around, probably other comedians would be working for him.
Yeah.
That dude was off the chart.
I think because of his longevity and his evolution, to me, my stand-up comedy GOAT is Dave Chappelle.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
he's ascended to a whole nother level.
Right.
You know? And there's a lot of messaging and stuff too. It's not just
I
jokes.
love the message more than I do the comedy.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I think his last special he didn't do too good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But his Mark Twain Awards, his Saturday Night Live stuff, love it.
Yeah. I say all that to say this is the Marvel Zombies critics score. So the critics, Adrian, gave this show, Marvel Zombies, a 64%.
Boom, motherfucker.
Yeah. And the audience, the beloved audience, gave this show a 79%. So who are you going with?
I wouldn't go with either one of them. I think the number is higher.
Okay.
But since we have to choose, since we have to compare, I would go with the audience.
Same. Audience 79. I think that's pretty close to what I would give the show. It sounds like you're glazing it more than I am. So
yeah, I am. I mean, only slightly. I would give it like a 80.
Okay. Oh, so 1% higher.
Whatever.
Okay.
80, 82.
I mean,
whatever.
Listen, I'm known as the Glazer. So if you want to take that title for this segment,
I
you can
absolutely do not. I am
No,
good.
Okay. I'll just continue being the Glazer. But this show, it surprised me. Now, if we could, go back in time, you remember a time on this show when Marvel Zombies was brought up, what would I do, Adrian?
Pretty much vomit all over it.
Yes. Yeah. Zombies are stupid. Zombies are stupid. Read a comic. It actually does come from the comics, though. There's Marvel Zombie comics. Now, this started in What If.
Yes.
There was a What If episode. It was season 1, episode 5. Came out in 2021. I saw this episode for the first time a few weeks ago. I was not, and when I say, you say I threw up all over it. Here's my thing. I'm not excited about the zombie genre in general.
Right.
Like people say there's too many comic movies. There's too much fucking zombie content out there. Not anymore.
I don't think I like comics. I don't think there's such a thing as too much zombie content. Now things can drag on.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, and then the 17 spinoffs. But like 28 days later it introduced the fast running zombies for the first time.
Okay.
That shit was awesome. So, but no, I don't think there's such thing as too much zombie content. But
you like zombie content.
I do.
Yeah.
I saw, but I told you Wanda was a badass in What If.
Oh my God.
Told you. And what they do with her in this? Queen.
Man. Queen of the yes, we're gonna get to that. But going back on how I originally viewed this, I'm not a fan of zombie content in general. It has to be a good story.
Sure.
The Last of Us, phenomenal game. First season, amazing. Second season, they screwed the pooch, as you say, which you shouldn't screw animals, especially dogs. Then you go to jail for that. You get arrested for that, fucking a dog?
They're slowly changing the law so that you can marry your favorite pet.
Can your dog give you consent? That's how this stuff. This is only.
No, they're gonna genetically change them, and if they're this color, they automatically consent.
Got it. We need to point out, guys, this is only entertainment. This is only entertainment. Okay, where it's not educational.
No,
nope,
it's definitely not that.
Nope, we're not trying to influence you. This is just for entertainment purposes only.
Don't look up to us for.
And don't search. We say fact check. Don't fact check any of the stuff we just said because that's going to fuck up your browser history and your whole algorithm. So don't do it. Anyway,
fuck.
So I when I initially heard about this show, I was like, why the fuck are they wasting time putting this shit together? But I say shit, Adrian, but I still try to look at everything objectively. Sure. I think sometimes people think just because I said I wasn't interested means I'm going to shit all over it. Oh, no, I'll give it a fair shot.
Well, I mean, most people don't realize is that when you speak into the universe, the universe takes it, cradles it, holds it for a little while, drops a little raindrops on you and shit. So you can think about what the fuck you just said. And maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you have some kind of retrospect about it.
Yep.
Maybe you'll change your mind. But at the very least, you'll get a reflection back of what you said.
Okay. Well, what the universe did for me was it led me to the Marvel Zombies trailer.
That sounded like a whole 30 seconds of bullshit.
You know what? Sign me up. I'm down with it. But when the trailer dropped, I was like, dude, this shit, we watched it here. I was like, this shit looks awesome.
Yep.
From there, I went back and watched the What If episode for the first time. And how this whole thing starts, a quantum virus it's always one of these motherfuckers, the Van Dynes,
Yeah.
right? Or Pym. It's always one of these motherfuckers in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Van Dyne spreads it after Hank Pym rescues her. What I liked about it was it took events that happened in the MCU, like Janet Van Dyne being lost in the quantum space realm, whatever the fuck it's called, little mini-verse.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hank goes to rescue her like he did in the MCU. The only difference is she has this virus that now spreads. So it's taking events that we already know and giving a slight twist.
Make it a connection.
There you go. And this is also why I wasn't a big fan of the first episode. So I'm like, we have this stuff already. We don't need to do new stuff. But anyways.
Yeah, but they had to set the foundation.
They did.
They had to do the backstory.
Sure.
Superman being shot off a Krypton.
Of course.
All
always,
over again.
Always. But we see the Avengers infected, Iron Man, Cap, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Hope, Bucky, Okoye, and Bruce Banner are all survivors in that first one.
Mm-hmm.
Vision is revealed to be feeding people to keep Wanda alive. So they plant a lot of seeds in here that we see really cause a lot of chaos. No pun intended with the whole chaos magic, but that's just how I spitting fucking bars over here.
It just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Dude.
It really does. Rolls right off the tongue, no diddy. But it ties right into the show. And this episode ends with Peter, T'Challa. I guess that's the one down too, is that losing Chadwick Boseman. He voiced T'Challa in the What If episode. Unfortunately, he passed before they recorded these. But it ends with Peter, T'Challa, and Scott Lang's head.
What's up with the heads,
I don't know,
dude? The what was it? Teddy bear head on
the Iron Man suit, yep.
And then Scott Lang's head on who was it? Strange.
Strange's cape was swinging him around. But I think with the teddy bear thing, I think that was Ironheart recovered Iron Man's suit when that zombie Iron Man was killed. And Friday, the AI, is running the suit. And I feel like she just put the stuffed animal in there because it's, it's funny. Look, it's fucking
I thought she said on Tony Stark's body.
No, I think it's just
the suit. Okay,
yeah, yep.
Okay, that would make more sense.
Yeah. So her just being funny. Hey, put a little fucking teddy bear there. Let's have some fun in the apocalypse. And then it ends with them heading to Wakanda, where the zombie Thanos waits with the gauntlet. So that one episode was like, dude, we need to see some more of this shit, right? And then this series, so it was 4 episodes. How'd you feel about the length of this show? Was it solid? Do you think we needed more?
No, actually, I think they ended it proper.
Yeah.
It felt complete, but we know that there's more to it. So if you don't watch anything else, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But there's, you definitely want more.
Absolutely. I think what I didn't like about it, the one thing I didn't like, now I said I think it was amazing. Well, I didn't say it, now I said it. I think it was amazing. The one thing I didn't like was the characters they chose to kind of lead this. Like, you got Kamala, Kate Bishop, Riri, who they're not really the most popular characters in the MCU, right? I think they've all did a good job of acting as those characters, but it was like, can we get some well-known, why isn't Bucky one of the top guys? Why isn't fucking Steve Rogers in there?
Because I think the idea is that if you had some of these top tier guys, then first of all, the story wouldn't be as long as it needs to be. It would have been 3 episodes. Okay. Because, Hawkeye or Captain America, they would have just solved the problem. That's what people think.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Bring out the top tier guys and this shit's over with sooner than it needs to be.
Yeah.
So they needed some okay characters to kind of string this thing along.
Got it. Makes sense. They fight a zombie version of Captain Marvel in this. She was badass.
She was that lightning storm in the desert.
Yes.
She was trying to kill everything that moved. Yep. And then there was, who was it that was stopping her? It looked like an Iron Man kind of figure or something.
It was the suit. It was Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, anyway, she was trying to kill everything that moved in the desert. No, they said a couple of them because the suit, Friday came with them along the way.
Yeah.
Right? And it was two entity and Blade, which was they
Blade
did a great.
saved it. Oh my god, dude.
So Blade said that this was the desert of the gods or something like that, and he said there was two very powerful entities that couldn't kill each other, always at war. So it wasn't Friday.
Okay.
But Captain Marvel was one trying to kill everybody, and then there was another one that was trying to stop her. So I don't think it was Friday in that.
Wait, one that was trying to stop
Captain Marvel, because remember when they first went through the desert, there was all this lightning strike started coming down, and then you see the flashes, and you get some random shit, and so on and so forth. Because if it was just Captain Marvel, she would have just stood in front of him and just erased him.
True. Yeah. I don't know. Well, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna
Watch
go back
it again.
and fucking I am.
I'm definitely gonna watch all this shit all over again.
And I do recommend anyone who hasn't seen this that now is going to watch it, watch that What If episode first.
Yes.
Because it's going to give you the premise, and it without that, I think that episode makes this show a lot better.
Right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go and watch that again too myself.
Yeah, I'll most probably do it as soon as we're fucking done here, honestly. All right. So first episode of this ends with Blade Knight, I think is what they call him, but it's Blade mixed with Khonshu,
right?
The spirit that takes over, or the spirit of the god that merges with Moon Knight, almost on some Venom type of connection, right? Dude, that Blade is a badass in this show. Like, I hope it leads to some type of Blade in the MCU.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, we need a movie. Maybe. I just hope they bring him in.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't need their own movie either.
No.
Episode 2. So actually, I'm sorry. Episode 1 is called To End All Plagues. And the premise is they have this little device, right? That is supposed to cure all of all the infected, but they need to get it to some type of almost like motherboard or some type of computer that are found on the SHIELD helicarriers to actually use, right?
Right. They realized that this was some kind of SHIELD capable device, but it needed some kind of reader that could read the contents of it, which they got to at some other point. So
let me break it down for us that are a little more simple out there. You have a SD card, you can't jam it into your computer, you got to put in a little reader. And then plug it into your computer.
There you go.
Essentially.
But
that card is now going to heal all of the infected people in the world.
Right.
And they're trying to eat you while you're trying to plug it in. Pretty much.
Well, more correctly, that card is going to enable you to call somebody.
That's
Remember?
right. That's right.
It's going to enable you to call somebody that can heal the planet.
So your phone's not working. In order to get your phone to work, you got to take this SD card, put it in this fucking dongle, and plug it into your computer. But the little dongle adapter you can't find.
Right.
Yes. And zombies are trying to eat you while this is happening.
Correct.
Okay. Anyways, second episode, A Little Past Shangri-La. This is Shang-Chi is in this one. And he is bitten early on, and his father sacrifices himself, giving up the 10 rings, which pretty much saves him, right? Because there are some characters in here that get bit, but they don't get infected. We've seen that a couple times, right? Or no?
No, they all do except him.
He was
except
the only one.
Yeah,
Okay.
because of the rings.
Got it.
I don't know why they didn't cut. I thought they was going to do some World War Z shit, just cut his arm off, but that didn't work. I mean, obviously he needs the arm, and then you fast forward there in the desert, fucking around with scrolls, and he's out there, waving a raggedy arm that's deteriorating.
Yeah,
waving a raggedy arm on the side of the car and shit.
Yelena's in this episode. Red Guardian's in this episode. Wanda's introduced for first time we see her in the show here. Right. And Baron Zemo shows up, which is pretty cool.
A dick.
He is a dick. Yep. We see some hordes of zombies in this, and I think that's one thing too that the just some of the visuals in this show.
Right.
That many zombies on screen. There was a lot of good fights, a lot of good battles.
Right.
Also like the lengths of the episodes. They weren't too long. They're like, 30 minutes or so?
Right.
This episode pretty much ends, a lot that happens in this, but it ends with Yelena basically sacrificing herself. She launches an escape pod, but she gets infected. And this is the episode where her, dad's like losing it because they left her behind. But you see a lot of that in the show. I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse.
Right.
people are going to have to sacrifice themselves for other groups to move on.
Right.
A lot of death in this show.
A lot of death. I think we're missing one essential character in this.
Who?
T'Challa's main warrior head of the one that's leading these zombies. Yeah, Okoye.
Yeah.
Because she's not the zombie queen, but she's the zombie general.
That's right. She got
that's
infected.
leading all the zombies for the zombie queen.
She's a badass too. Yeah, that's right. She got infected, I think, in the What If episode.
And she is not only has her own army of zombies, but she's also controlling other zombies, right? Like when she wakes up Namor.
Yes. Oh shit, dude. And that is, what episode is Namor in? Is that the second or the third? I don't know. My notes are a little scarce here.
Maybe the third one. I'm not sure.
It's either the second or the third. I think it is the third. But dude, how about zombie Namor?
Well, I mean, when was Thor in there? He came in at
third.
The third one too.
Yep.
Both of them dudes, they're like, now that's how Thor and Namor should be wielding power.
Absolutely.
That shit was awesome. But before we do that, in the second one, when they find Yelena and them at that desert compound, the shield compound.
Yep.
And one of the most awesome scenes was when who was it? The Abomination threw Captain America's half body over into that thing, and he's scrounging around. And he's going in and he's fighting Red Guardian. Yes. That shit was awesome, dude.
It was funny too how like even
it was comical, but it was like awesome at the same time.
It's funny how even in the apocalypse, Red Guardian's like, I finally get to fight Captain America. Like they're gonna sing about this. Like no one's gonna sing about this, bro. No one even cares. And then he becomes infected in this, and that's what's cool too. Is like you never know who's going.
Right.
You know, in every episode, there's a handful of people that are off.
Right.
Episode 3 starts with that flashback in Wakanda. That was cool too. Like I was saying, how it I think that's why I think the episodes, if I ranked them in like order as my favorite, it would just be literally the last one to the first one. Like each episode got better.
Right.
My least favorite was 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Like they each got better, which is, I think that's what you want out of a show, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want like the first episode to be the best, and then you're like, oh my God, that sucks. Right.
Fucking Game of Thrones shit.
And see, that's why I never watched it. That's why.
Just don't watch the last episode.
Okay. But they're fighting in Wakanda. Thanos has the stones, but obviously him being a zombie, he ain't as smart as the real Thanos, so he's kind of learning as he goes. Yep. And we talked about sacrifices. T'Challa sacrifices himself and destroys the stones, which then sends this, I guess, mass amount of energy throughout the universe,
right? Which
we then later see impacts Hulk.
Right.
Infinity Hulk is what they call him.
Right.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm disappointed with Infinity Hulk.
Really?
Yeah, I think he should have been. To me, he just wasted a lot of energy street fighting.
Yeah.
That should have been a couple finger snaps or one of his hand clap blows or something, and all them zombies should have been gone.
But you got to remember, this is a zombie Hulk, so he ain't.
I guess
he a little. He got a daddy.
I give you that.
He got a daddy named Forrest too. One of my favorite quotes. I need that soundbite. I need that one. He got a daddy named Forrest too. Forrest Gump. He's like, no, you're the dad, dumbass. Anyways, so T'Challa sacrifices himself, and then these survivors, they reach the new Asgard. One thing I didn't like is how they changed the likeness of some characters, but others they didn't. Like Valkyrie in New Asgard looks nothing like Tessa Thompson, the actor.
Correct.
Outside of the voice, I'm like, who the fuck is this character? Because they changed her look.
Right.
Kate Bishop looked like Kate Bishop. Even Scarlet Witch doesn't look like Elizabeth Olsen, in my opinion.
No.
The Ant-Man head looks nothing like Paul Rudd. And even though he voiced them, he doesn't sound like Paul Rudd.
Okay.
I wonder if they use AI for the voices. Who knows? That's just me going. Anyways, this whole beacon thing, they wanted to call the Nova Corps.
Correct.
and those motherfuckers showed up already because they were literally quarantining Earth.
Right. Well, they didn't show up. They were already there.
Yeah.
They were already aware of the situation, and their mission was to keep whatever was there there.
But when they get to New Asgard, we see Wanda, but she's not zombie Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we start to see those reality warping powers, which is why I said earlier, if you like this shit and you like WandaVision, that Marvel package is awesome because it has House of M, which is probably one of the first times we saw her power at that level in the comics, right? Like that reality warping to where nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Right.
And which is what we saw some semblances of that in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we obviously, I'm sure you knew something was up when Wanda looks like Wanda and not the zombie.
Right.
And the Asgardians they're having a feast, bro.
Yeah.
They're like people on that cruise. You been on a cruise before?
Yeah.
You ever see those motherfuckers that go to the buffet and don't leave the buffet?
Well, it's more to me. To me, that scene was like during COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I popped around the United States more. I flew more during COVID than I had flew previously, right? And you go to some places where they don't even think that the COVID exists.
Yeah.
It's like, people standing around like spitting in each other's mouths and shit. They so close and all this kind of shit. So that scene to me was like that. It's like it existed, but not for them. They thought they were kind of untouchable or unreachable or whatever.
Yeah.
I had some other shit I was going to say too, but anyway, go ahead.
So Alexei becomes infected. He kills Zemo and Jimmy Woo. Jimmy Woo's in this too. The
detective or whatever.
Yeah,
cop or whatever.
Some kind of agent.
Some kind of agent.
And then like you alluded to a little bit ago, Thor fighting Wanda in this episode is off the charts, dude.
Yeah, but when they first saw him, he was like a dormant Godzilla. Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm so fucking bored.
Right.
There's nothing going on that's worthy of me even lifting my eyelid up. And he just sitting slumped in the chair, all this shit going on around him, and he just don't care.
Well, I think if you remember in the flashback, he fought Thanos in Wakanda and got fucked up. Remember that?
Yeah. Actually, no, I don't.
So when in the flashback when Peter and Scott's floating head in T'Challa when they're fighting Thanos, Thor actually shows up too with Groot.
Oh
and
yeah,
Rocket.
Stormbreaker.
And remember he skins those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then so kind of like in Infinity War where Thor was unable to defeat Thanos, he then goes back and he's
depressed.
Yeah, he's depressed. He's moping around. He's like, I ain't getting up for none of this shit because I failed at that,
So it's crazy. It's like someone who loves to fight goes looking for fights, but then gets defeated and then go home and sulk.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're supposed to lose something. You can't beat everybody.
Right. But he wakes up when Wanda's, starts wrecking shit when they realize that all these motherfuckers are actually eating zombie flesh and now they're turning into zombies. And there's a cool ass fight there. He basically holds Wanda off enough for these guys to get out before the Nova Corps comes and bombs the Earth, bombards Earth.
I knew it was one thing I wanted to say. So a lot of people like to have a problem with RDJ going from, Tony Stark to Victor Von Doom. They're gonna be like, zombies don't have power. Zombies don't do. Well,
these ones do.
Right. Well, so since zombies first came out, they were slow moving, mindless. They got activated when they saw live flesh, right? But they were still slow moving.
Yeah.
Then 28 Days came out, and now they're running zombies. Now you got to be fit in order to get away from them instead of just sidestepping them and shit. So people got used to that. Well, this is the next version of zombie. So just think about it that way. Zombies evolve too. Yeah. So don't be mad that, zombies have superpowers and shit.
Yeah. Fucking relax. Calm down. But that's actually what I think one of the aspects about this show that was most intriguing to me is like, yes, it's a zombie, but it's a zombie version of that character with all the powers.
Right.
And that's why it's such a problem.
Yeah.
Because if they're regular zombies, well, they're slow. I mean, if there's regular zombies and
Just
it's,
nuke them and keep moving.
oh yeah, and if you're Spider-Man or you're T'Challa, the regular zombies stand no chance.
Right.
But zombies with superpowers, holy shit.
Yeah. And then besides the random zombie being Godzilla sized by the Pym particles and shit.
Yeah.
That was
Oh my God, dude. Yes, that was crazy. All right, last episode, The Living and the Dead. I'm sorry, I didn't even give you the title of episode 3, The Hunger That Waits. Pretty fitting title. The Living and the Dead, episode 4. Their ship is shot down by the fucking Nova Corps, right? And we talked about Infinity Hulk. So he's got all these powers. He's wielding the powers of the destroyed stones, but he's zombie. He's a little, Wanda, Queen of the Dead. She's draining Thor's powers. She wrecks Thor eventually.
Yeah, she does.
Which, I mean, she's Wanda, right? Even Infinity Hulk can't keep up with Wanda. And then she manipulates Kamala into helping her remake the reality, which she tried to do several times throughout this. And it works the last time. And then Kamala wakes up reunited with Riri and Kate. They're hanging out. But it's an illusion, we realize, because you can kind of see the real Riri break through a little bit.
Right.
And it shows us that Kamala's still trapped.
Right.
She's probably one of the few people that are still alive, but she's trapped in this Wanda. Because I think Wanda realized what a threat Kamala could be to her. They did a good job with Kamala in this.
Yeah, they
her
do.
power
They
set
do.
and stuff. Like,
So why does Wanda need Kamala?
I think this is just speculation, but her powers are similar to almost like Green Lanterns, where she makes these constructs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe her power Wanda can use to manipulate to make the reality seem more real or something.
But for who? Everybody's dead except the
maybe
dead.
not. Maybe everyone isn't, because Riri's still there, but she's on the other side of it because she was breaking through the reality. So
Wait a minute, didn't Riri go down with in the desert?
we left her.
Well,
we never saw her dead.
Yeah, there was Riri and who's the other person?
Kate,
right?
Yeah. So we thought they were dead. We just haven't seen what happened to them after. Who knows? Someone else came and fucking saved them. But and I think that's where that end, where we see her kind of glimpses of the reality kind of bleeding through, right?
Got it.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why she needed her help to remake the reality. Maybe it has something to do with her powers. Either way, she convinced her.
Hopefully we'll see.
We will see. Yeah, I think this thing should, actually, I'll reserve that question. So it was their first TV MA, rated mature animated series. I think it lived up to the rating, right?
Yep.
There was a mix of the kind of legacy characters and some of the new heroes, which I thought was cool. It ends on a great cliffhanger. It shows the power of Wanda, which I've been glazing Wanda since I think we started this.
I think we're only beginning to see the beginning of her powers. But what I don't understand is, so at the very end, she kind of like teleported next to the Hulk. So obviously the Hulk has no defense against her. Right. All she has to do is touch him. Because remember, they said, don't let Wanda touch the Hulk. So if that's the only thing that she had to do, and she could teleport, why did she need to go through all that other than our entertainment? And it was great entertainment.
Sure.
Blade finally getting fucking dematerialized. Spider-Man about to get eaten, by like literally put in somebody's zombie's mouth.
Right.
So great entertainment, but why couldn't she just teleport next to him in the beginning and just touch him if that's all she had to do? Because there was nobody around in the beginning.
Well, I think she had to beat Thor first, and I think when she drained Thor's powers,
Thor was over there taking a nap. She didn't have to go to Thor at all.
Well, she was getting the army ready. She was feeding them zombie. Who knows? Anyways, all right, let's wrap this up. I got a couple questions about Marvel zombies for you. So, number one, did Marvel zombies live up to the hype?
Yes.
Who were your 3 favorite characters in this show?
3 favorite, definitely Wanda.
Yep.
I would say Red Guardian.
Okay.
And Blade.
Got it. I'm going to go Wanda, Blade, and last but not least, I'm gonna go Thor.
I was gonna do Thor, but I the Red Guardian, because he was so instrumental in so many different things.
Yeah.
He showed the biggest range.
Okay.
The emotion, the funny, the this, the that, the Captain America shit. So, but definitely Wanda and Blade. But then it was a toss up between, because they showed an awesome Thor.
Yes.
In this show.
It's funny that, because you used to be, the way I looked at Marvel Zombies before watching it is the same way you looked at Red Guardian for a while.
Yeah, but I'm not used to seeing this fat, bearded Red Guardian. I'm used to the Red Guardian from the comics, who's basically a Captain America.
Right. But I think, is it safe to say after Thunderbolts, you kind of turn the corner on Red Guardian.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then last question, what was your favorite episode?
It's got to be the last one.
Yeah, same. I would go last one, then the what if episode, then the third, the second, the first.
You threw a curve in
there. Throw the what if in there.
The what if in there.
Actually, no, I'm going to put what if right in the middle. So 4, 3, what if, 2, 1.
But it's definitely, if you just look at the zombie, the 4, it's literally in reverse. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Absolutely. One more last question.
What's that?
Should we get a second season?
Wait a minute. Well, yes.
Yes.
Whatever they do after this, but aren't there more in this season? Really?
This is it. That's the end of the season. 4 episodes.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Damn. They got the anticipation. So obviously your answer is yes.
I'm thinking like next week they're gonna drop 2 more or something.
That's wishful thinking, dude. Wishful thinking.
That's foul.
Yep. All right.
Well, listen, don't let us wait another year if there is a season 2.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to do a rapid we respond and then get to our hidden gem for the week, Adrian. So we got Slappa. Slappa says, AWOB, another week, another banger. He talked about how his comment didn't get read last week. That's because we recorded way in advance last week. So anyways, these are his favorite movies, non-comic book movies. We did that a couple weeks back. Whiplash, The Interview, Disturbia, Terminator 2, and The Mummy of all movies. And then honorable mentions True Lies, Wedding Crashers, and Superbad. Well, then you're going to love this soundbite, Slappa.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Good old Wedding Crashers. He also said, I just saw the Wolverine trailer. We're getting Omega Red. So, dude, we talked about the Wolverine game a few weeks ago. The first trailer was released finally at State of Play last week, and it is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Bloody, it's gory, it's made by Insomniac, not on the group that makes Ratchet and Clank, not Naughty Dog. I fucked that up. But it phenomenal. Literally cannot wait for this game to come out.
Nice.
So Vladimir Putin says, I just saw somewhere that fan casted Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman. How would you feel about Jake? I would say abso-fucking-lutely. Nope, not at all. Adrian, I'd rather you play Batman than fucking Jake Gyllenhaal.
God.
What do you think about that casting?
I don't know, dude. They've had so many Batmans. It really depends on what they do with him.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's in his buff stage now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He
dude.
did that Roadhouse remake.
That Roadhouse remake was he's phenomenal. His body, his physique is phenomenal. So they can use him for all kinds of stuff. But
I don't think Batman, though.
I'm not feeling Batman, though.
He's got some goofiness about his face.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, Batman's supposed to look like the dude, bro.
Right.
Like, he's just a dude. I like, my favorite fan cast I've seen so far outside of Alan Richardson is Jensen Ackles, the guy who plays Soldier Boy in The Boys. He voices Batman in a lot of the anime. Yeah, I think he would be great. McSkeeter says, AWOB, gentlemen, James Cameron should stay with Avatar and forget about the Terminator franchise. Yeah.
James Cameron should just drop both of them.
Drop
do
both.
something, because the second Avatar was trash.
And there's a third one coming.
And
Fire and Ash or something like
really?
that. Yeah, it's all red and stuff. Yeah. But real talk, the animated series of Terminator was exponential. And had a fun look on neat time travel. I've never seen the animated show. Adrian, can you do our Dr. Monroe, X-Men villain, Mr. Sinister, as a hidden gem?
Dr. Monroe or Mr. Sinister?
Mr. Sinister, yep.
Sure.
That would be a good one. Or how about Spawn, either one? You did a Spawn one, didn't you? Yes, I think you did. Your Spawn was probably a month or two ago.
Yeah.
I feel it'll be a good deep dive as always. Y'all have a great week and see you on the live. Yes, Mosquito was on the live. The Captain Canada also says Insomniac slapping with their games lately. Even the newer Ratchet and Clank games are a must play. You've played the newer ones, right? The Rift one, the one with the different dimensions.
Yeah, I started it, but those games are like, dude, they take up so much time.
Yeah, they do.
Because you got to find shit, and I don't like doing cheat codes.
Yeah.
So you got to find a lot of stuff. It's really interesting.
Yes. He says if James Cameron wants to make a new Terminator, he has to cast Alan Richardson as the new Terminator. He's got the body, and he would kill it in that role. Terminator 2 is still the best one. I could see him as a Terminator character.
I could see him as a Terminator, but I guess.
Yeah.
But Alan Richardson, he would have to kind of, if you want to compare him to an Arnold, even though I think he's taller than Arnold,
Yep.
he would have to put on some weight.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, Arnold was a big dude. He says he agrees Avatar should have been one and done. Now there's like 6 Avatars coming. It really is, dude. It's going to be like the next Harry Potter.
Jurassic Park or something, shit like that.
Ryder Fan 04, AWOB, sup Mike and Adrian, great episode as always. I just wanted to touch on something that Adrian said in last week's episode when you guys were talking about the rundown. He asked about Sean William Scott. Remember this?
Yeah.
You're like, where the fuck's he been? Well, he's on a new show now with Tim Allen. It premiered in January called Shifting Gears. He plays a mechanic in Tim Allen's character's auto restoration shop. Who is in this is Kat Dennings, who plays Darcy in the Thor trilogy. She's the real pale-skinned girl with the black hair and the big old front areas. No? Nah. Jane's friend. Remember Jane's friend, the scientist?
Jane.
Thor.
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah.
Got it.
She was in WandaVision, too. So she's in that show.
Okay. What's funny is I just saw a commercial for Shifting Gears last night.
Oh, really?
And I didn't see the guy in it, but
yeah, I didn't know he was in it either.
But they supposed to be. This is like I don't know if it's an extension or continuation of Tim Allen's show, which I did like.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. So,
I don't think it's a continuation. I think it's just similar.
But they're gonna bring in the whole home Improvement cast. So.
Yep. So that's cool. But I don't think he's playing Tim the Toolman. I think it's a new show.
Okay.
But they're gonna.
Good for him.
Absolutely. I mean, they did kind of some of that like. With The Big Bang Theory has the dude who played David in Roseanne is like the main character, and they've had some other characters like the lady who plays Sheldon's mom is actually from Roseanne. She's Jackie, and then Darlene, the character with the dark curly hair, one of her daughters. I don't even know if you ever watched Roseanne, but she's in this show as well. So you see some of that sometimes where they take pockets of characters and move them on.
Darlene, man, her husband, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
funny guy. He's a funny guy.
He's actually a woman.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, she was gay. Yeah, she was married to
married to who?
Darlene. So Sarah Gilbert was married to the singer from Four Non Blondes. I forget her name.
Right.
The chick, she's Brazilian. She's the dreads and stuff.
And the chick was the dude amongst the two because
you're talking about on the show, David?
No. In their marriage, the singer was the dude.
Okay.
Because she's the one that got pregnant, right? And had a baby or something from somebody.
I think so.
Sarah
possibly.
Gilbert or whatever.
You might want to fact
check.
Gilbert?
Is it Gilbert?
Yeah.
It sounds like Little House on the Prairie, Gilbert. Anyway.
You might want to fact check that.
Yeah. Everybody's famous for these spinoffs. And Cosby Show had put together a college show for Lisa Bonet.
Yep.
And then she went off and did this shit with Mickey Rourke and fucked herself and blah, 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 blah.
Virtual Reality Fitness says, Kang is the main Avengers villain for 60 plus years, dude. He hit me with it. Read a comic. But this was Kang's saga, and that's a fact. All right, so let me explain something to Virtual Reality fucking Fitness here. Kang is the main villain for Avengers for 60 plus years, dude. Oh, okay. Kang was a main villain for Avengers at times.
Yep.
But he is not the main villain. There are many of villains. Ultron's probably more of a main villain to Avengers than Kang. And also, Kang ain't fucking Dr. Doom, dude. Doom is a higher level of villain. Also, you're talking about shit from like 60 fucking years ago. Why don't you read a new comic, motherfucker? Because in the later years of comics, which a lot of the MCU has been adapted from Jonathan Hickman's run and Michael Bendis' run, who did Avengers vs. X-Men and Civil War. So if you pay a fucking attention a little bit, the comics they're adapting are not the shit from 60 fucking years ago. It's the ones from probably about 20 years ago or less, where Kang is not the main villain, where Doctor Doom is the main villain. And here's the last one, genius. If you're going to do Secret Wars, Adrian, 2015 Secret Wars, who the fuck should the main villain be?
Probably one of the people that was in the 2015 version of it.
Who was the main villain in it?
Doom.
There you go. So, virtual reality fitness, what you can do is this.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Roman Williams. What's up, Mike and Adrian? AWA, bro, from here on out, I'm never saying pajamas the normal way. I'm saying it the way Mike. Yo, you remember this? I had to go back and find this. You were spelling this shit?
Right.
Yo, this would have been a great soundbite then. You were like, P, I'm like, pajamas, what?
Well, let's see how we say that.
I didn't know how to say that. I really didn't. He says, bro, the unplanned shit be the funniest. It does. We definitely don't plan any of that stuff. So, all right, couple more. We got Justin Duran on Spotify. I've been looking for more comic pods and came across this one on TikTok. You guys rock. New fan here. Well, welcome to the crew. And if you want some other stuff, check out that link in the description because we do another podcast every week as well. Devin Vestal says, love you guys, but I couldn't disagree more about Tim Meadows. He's been making everything better since Saturday Night Live and Ladies Man. That's where he's from, the Ladies Man, that movie. And like it or not, this show is 100% comedy. And yeah, I understand that, Devin. The problem is the comedy with Tim Meadows ain't funny in this show. SNL, he was great. I do remember from SNL and Ladies Man, it was funny. But his character, it's not him, the actor, it's the way the character is written in the Peacemaker. I'm not a fan of it. So James Carey 7 says, just out of the live here, he's from TikTok. I want to thank you sincerely for taking the time to engage with me and everybody else. Most people wouldn't bother. Absolutely. So every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time on TikTok, I'm live. Adrian's going to chime in maybe one of these weeks. Maybe. You never know. But I will be there, and I do engage with everybody who drops a comment, unless it's like really fucking ridiculous. And even then, I may smoke you. But it's
there's that.
There's that. That will probably happen. But it's a lot of fun. We talk about literally whatever y'all want to talk about. So anyways, well, thanks for jumping on the live, James. And then the Jordan Jonas, if you think Jason, you're talking about Jason Todd, is an asshole, you never read a Batman comic.
Damn.
I would kind of say the opposite. If you don't think Jason Todd's an asshole, like, is it weird to say that he's an asshole in the comics?
No, it's not weird to say that at all. That's like saying Damian isn't a dick.
Exactly. Right.
And I don't mean a Dick Grayson. He's a fucking dick.
Correct. Yeah, so I don't know what Jason Todd comics you're reading, but he was an asshole. I mean, he got how Batman met him. He was trying to steal the fucking rims off the Batmobile.
Right.
Anyways.
To each his own.
To each his own. Some people can be right, like me, and some people can be wrong, like the Jordan Jonas here. I'm an alien, maybe. There hasn't been a comic book movie I didn't enjoy to watch. Well, there's definitely been a bunch that I've not.
Yeah.
I'm still, hey, like you said, give me the content. But, and then Nola Saint says, no one has watched The Batman entirely because it's too freaking long. I think that's a lie. A lot of us have watched it entirely. I've watched it entirely several times. And here's the thing, like, we live in this ADHD generation now, unfortunately, Adrian, where everything needs to be bite-sized.
Sure.
I would say if you're having that problem, Nola Saint, take your phone, turn the motherfucker off, stick it in your pocket, sit down, watch the movie, and shut the fuck up. And the 3+ hours will go by like this, and you'll be highly entertained. Or you can just keep talking shit on TikTok, whatever you want to do. Soren Surge says, The Dark Knight is a better film, but The Batman was a better Batman film, and The Dark Knight was always Joker's movie, in my opinion. I couldn't agree more with Soren Surge here. Some people are wrong like Nola Saint. Some people are right like Soren Surge, you know. I don't make the rules. It does. And then last one, Killian Christoph says, Superman is pure trash. And I would say your opinion of Superman is pure trash. Anyways, that is We Respond. Appreciate all of you guys dropping a comment. We got a few more minutes here. I'm going to turn it over to Adrian. We have a hidden gem this week. Adrian, who is the hidden gem?
Well, the hidden gem is short.
Okay.
Not in stature.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I
His
forget
name is
all
short.
the side bullshit. Anyway, the hidden gem this week is Selena Kyle, the
Ooh.
Catwoman.
Ah.
Now, some people when you start researching them, they're amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and then some people, like Sentinel, it's like this dude was a fucking fiend.
Sentry.
Sentry. Who did I say? Sentinel.
Sentinel.
So Sentry, fucking drug addict, becomes the most powerful person, in the universe. But then you have some people that they're popular. You don't know why they're popular, but they're popular.
Yeah.
And you love them and they're this and that. But then by the time you get to the end of the story, you understand that they're popular because of somebody else. I think this is Selene Kyle's thing. Basic chick, she had a sister. This is going to be quick. Basic chick, she had a sister. She was basically a thief. Well, wasn't basically a thief. She is a thief. And, she just basically went around stealing shit. She originally portrayed herself as a jewel thief called a Cat. She kind of evolved along the same timeline as Batman did.
Okay.
So as a matter of fact, by the time when Batman was evolving, the Penguin and the Joker was pretty much, the two people that was on his radar. The Cat, or the person that became the Catwoman, wasn't even on his radar because, she wasn't significant enough. There were some situations where the Cat, she would go and steal from the Falcone family. She would go and steal from Penguin. There's all these rivalries. There was this rivalry where there was a bunch of people that would go to the Penguin's crew. There were a bunch of people that would go to the Joker's crew. She was like, fuck both of you. I'm not dealing with either one of you. So she stayed out of it because she didn't think that those two were at a level that she needed to be with them. So she kind of stayed on her own stuff. At some point, she picked up some superpowers, like some crazy shit. She had 9 lives, lost like 6 of them. She had like Shazam powers. I don't think she had to call on Shazam. But then when at some point those powers got taken away from her. So basically, she is an accomplished thief. Very good at what she does. Very good at, she's an expert burglar, master martial artist, Olympic level gymnast. And so Batman has a utility belt that he can change shit in, right? She basically only has, she's kind of like the Taskmaster. Taskmaster has a shield, he has a sword, maybe a gun. She has her claws, right? And then she has this bullwhip, which she uses to offensively and defensively. Offensively, she uses like Batman's grappling hook. She can swing from building to building, things like that. But she can also, pop your eye out at 20 feet, things like that. So she's basically motivated by money. She's a anti-heroine, meaning that, she's a burglar, but she'll do things depending on how she feels, right? And I think what's made her, she's not an amazing person. She's worthy of mentioning.
Okay.
But she's not an amazing character, but made amazing because of the person that she's associated with, and that is Batman. She has had an interest with Batman and Bruce Wayne, not necessarily at the same time. Well, how can she have a relationship with Batman and Bruce Wayne, but not at the same time? Well, she kind of liked Batman because of who he was, the chasing, but she didn't know who he was, the real person. But then she also had a relationship with the Playboy millionaire, Bruce Wayne, without knowing he was Batman. And Batman had some, feelings for her too. And they went back and forth. Matter of fact, in one animated show, they were together. They were like Batman and Robin, except it was Batman and Catwoman. But when it came to the Joker, because Joker is Batman's ultimate nemesis, Joker's like trying to take him out.
Right.
Trying to kill Catwoman, almost does, trying to kill Batman. And Batman, when he was almost ready to fall in, the Joker was ready to fall in this cauldron of liquid something. Batman is trying to save him. The whole factory is coming down around him, and he's trying to save the Joker. And Catwoman's like, dude, what in the fuck is wrong with you? And he's trying to take you out, trying to take me out, and here you are trying to save him. And for her, there was like, the straw that broke the camel's back. She was like, dude, if you're so psycho that, you're trying to save this guy that's been trying to kill us, then you deserve him. And she bounced.
Right.
So, and Damien came in and he was like wondering who this person was. So, Damien being the dick that Damien is.
Of course.
Kind of like Jason being, the asshole that he is, right? So Damien, got to throw his shots in and stuff. But an accomplished thief, very good at what she does. They always make her to be this very exotic person, which I'm sure she is. In and out with Batman, in and out with Bruce Wayne, but pretty much all over the place. But again, also one of those characters that help shape, Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Right. It's almost like it's hard to have, I don't want to say you can't, but it's hard to have a good Batman story and not have Catwoman in there in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Like, in the comics, yes, but in the movie, like it's a benefit when she's in these stories as well.
Sure. So, I mean, at some point, everybody has a fan, right? I mean, if you look at serial killers, they have people that want to marry them in prison and all this other kind of bullshit. But then you have the playboy and everybody wants the bad boy. So Bruce Wayne / Batman, or Batman / Bruce Wayne, however you want to look at it, he has these fan bases, on either side. When he's the playboy, he's got all these people, the women that want to be with him. But when it comes to his real identity, which we have all acknowledged to be Batman, not everybody's around him or capable of being around him. So the one that is capable of being around him, is capable of keeping up with him, is Selena Kyle's Catwoman.
Love it. There's a comic that is written by Jeff Loeb, drawn by Tim Sale. It takes place, I think it's during the Long Halloween. It's either during or in between Long Halloween, Dark Victory. And you mentioned the Falcons and how she robs the Falcons. Well, in this story, a lot like we saw in the Batman movie, Selena believes that she's the daughter of Falcone, Carmine Falcone. And in this, she goes to Italy to try to, I guess, figure out these, find the truth or whatnot. And she's on this trip in Italy with Riddler goes for some reason. It's a fun, entertaining comic, and it ties right into the Long Halloween. It's called Catwoman When in Rome.
Is that animated?
It's a comic book.
I saw something where she's off in some other country stealing something, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's also, I think, a time in her life where she actually goes to the Falcons because she was getting all this shit from all these other, groups and gangs and stuff. And she actually goes to the Falcons so they could teach her how to be a mob boss.
Yeah.
So that was interesting too.
Well, another 5-star hidden gem, Adrian, and it's a good thing and a bad thing because we are at the end of this podcast, Adrian. So good for us because, we've been here a couple hours. All but right. We're going to wrap up with some agree to disagree. This is where I throw out all my opinions that are always right, never wrong at Adrian. And then I pay him, I buy him lunch so he can agree with me 100% of the time. No, but I give my opinions and Adrian agrees or disagrees. And we don't get kicked off the air like Jimmy Kimmel for our opinions because, it's freedom of speech, right? I can say whatever the fuck I want here, Adrian. Within reason.
Within reason.
Anyways.
This is the part of the episode where two things can be right at the same time.
There you go. So, agree to disagree. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Number 1, Marvel Zombies was better than What If?
Agree.
He who is right has returned, Adrian.
Agree.
Now, why you agree is I predicted that this Peacemaker show would end up in this Nazi version of America, and that's where we are. Can someone please get G.I. Robot in this motherfucker?
Right.
Next, number 3, Beau Demayo should not have left me on red. He should respond, and he should get on this podcast.
Sure. Agree.
Now, the backstory there is he did respond to one of my comments, and then I was like, yo, get on the podcast. And it was kind of a backhanded compliment what I gave him, but he responded anyways. But now he won't respond anymore.
Well, because you gave him a backhanded comment. He knows.
But he said thank you to the backhanded compliment,
He probably typed that and hit return before he processed what
I actually said to him. Yeah. So, I mean, well, he said, all of you are asking. And I was like, bro, nobody's asking. But hey, good job on the first season. All right. Number 4. So far, Peacemaker season 2 has been better than season 1.
Agree.
So far, James Gunn is cooking in the DCU.
I agree.
He's stewing that shit up, bro.
Right.
You know, a big old stoop. He's over that motherfucker.
You better wake them boys up on the animated side, though,
Ah.
because Marvel's coming through.
Yep. Well, I mean, he's got Creature Commandos.
He better wake them boys up on the Marvel side,
It's all
because
he's got
Marvel's
so far.
coming through.
They are. They definitely are. Yeah, with zombies,
Yep.
with X-Men 97 next year,
That's it.
with all kinds of shit. Number 6, Iron Man 3 was better than Man of Steel.
Agree.
And that may seem random, but you'd have to check out the rest of the show to even know why we're talking about this. And then if you like comic book movies, Adrian, if you've never read a comic, you are missing out.
Absolutely.
There's so much more, more story, more entertaining, more better character arcs, I think, a lot of times in comics. And one of the things that we're going to start doing here is trying to bring that to you. So we do have 2 bundles available for purchase right now on onlycomicsmerch.com. You can pre-order. We got a Batman Essential kind of movie blueprint, and then we have a 2-pack of Marvel comics. So anyways, go check that out, onlycomicsmerch.com. But another week, another banger, as they say here on Only Comics, Adrian. What can you do now, you guys ask? What you can do now is you can get ready for other stuff.
There you go.
So we have a whole nother podcast, drops on Wednesday. You got to be part of our membership on YouTube. It's all $4.99 a month, and you get other stuff, which is an ad-free podcast of who knows what the fuck we're going to talk about. Right. We do some tinfoil stuff. We're going to talk about some more comic book stuff on there. And Adrian has some, I don't even know what it is. That's the best part. You don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what you're going to talk about. We show up and we just make it happen.
That's it. That's the way it
do
works.
it for the fans.
Absolutely.
You know? So, Adrian,
actually, we do it for us.
That's
they
true.
benefit.
That's true. Yeah, this part is for us. Yeah. And that is the truth. I mean, our show, it's like, what's your strategy? There's no strategy. We get together once a week. We talk about comics. It's an escape from all of the nonsense that goes on in the world every day, because there's a lot of...
Did I get that right?
Well, let's see how we say that.
It's an escape from those things. We have to get together, have some... And talk about content that we watch, because, you know... and you guys can do the same. So, Adrian, appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And you know where to find us every week right here on Only Comics.
Peace.